Alright, we are back and live here at Dreamhack Atlanta. Apologies for the brief interruption. We just had to reset our top-down cameras, but we should be good to go now. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience, and welcome back. So, we are currently in round 5 of the Dreamhack Atlanta Warhammer 40,000 Team Championship livestream. So, that means that we have Team Art of War up against the Midwest Monstars at this exact moment, and that means that we're going to have all 8 tables being streamed for this. If you perhaps have not caught the previous 4 rounds, we have a top-down camera and mics for all 8 of the tables in this round. And we're not going to be covering one of those tables. We're going to be bouncing back between all 8 of them, doing our best to tell the story of the round and talk about how things go, and just see where this one goes. So Team Art of War currently has their eyes on the prize. They are certainly looking to win this tournament. They're undefeated. They're in first place, but they are not out of the woods yet. They are very much still needing to win in order to secure victory. They don't want to be passed. They don't want to end up losing out something here. And so they're still going to give it their all, and the Midwest Monstars are ready to rise to the challenge. Midwest Monstars and Art of War have both been on our streams previously. We saw the Monstars on day 1, and we have Team Art of War on yesterday. Alright, looks like some of the chat's already starting to migrate over. Welcome, Thomas. Have you seen any lists that have had units you maybe did not expect to see do well throughout the competition? One of the more, I think one of the bigger surprises of the weekend for me has to be Genestealer Cult. Both Ryan Verbeck of Team Midwest Monstars and Nick Nanavati of Team Art of War have been doing very well with their Genestealer Cult. Again, Genestealer Cult is perhaps perceived as a less than optimal army at the moment, and yet the 2 teams that are playing in the final round with, looking to secure victory, well, they both have Genestealer Cult. Probably not what you would have predicted early, but it's still pretty impressive. And, of course, you look at Ryan Verbeck. He has not lost a game yet this tournament. As a matter of fact, he is in 2nd place for the War Master track, and Nick Nanavati is in 3rd. Both of those players have done great work so far, scored a ton of points for their team, and doing it with an army that is a little bit unconventional. Especially, I think, because Ryan Verbeck is running the, I believe it's the Brood Surge detachment, that melee-focused one, kind of the inheritor of the old Twisted Helix playstyle, and that's what Ryan's on at the moment. We saw him on stream do extremely well, scoring a 20-0 victory against Ultramarines in round 2 when they faced off with a pro tabletop.
Alright, it looks like Nick has actually started their game.
Ooh.
Looks like...
And cool, and that'll be table 2.
Yep.
Alright, let's head on over, see how this one's going. I'm excited. First game we get to talk about.
Looks like Sean has won the role to go first.
No big deal. A fun aspect of this mission, by the way, is that it's extremely easy to secret mission on the ritual, because controlling 3 objectives in no man's land is much easier when there's, up to 7 of them. So here we see that looks like Sean is just starting to push up a little bit here. And let's see who has the first turn, actually. Let's make sure that we got that right. Actually, it might be Nick who has the first turn, unless... Yeah, I think Nick has top of 1 here. He probably does not mind that. Just getting some forward momentum. On the ritual, it's easy enough to score points. That is completely okay if you are going to just go first to secure primary. You don't necessarily need to have bottom of turn in order to get, in order to get that 15 of primary on turn 5. So just picking up the dice, they're ready to go. And let's see who starts moving. Looks like Nick has the first turn, but we're going to know as soon as a player starts moving models. Now, Nick has previously played against, Chaos Space Marines, and he's played against these Accursed Cultists as well. Certainly, you would expect he feels like he is going to be able to kill those Accursed Cultists. We saw yesterday that when he was faced with a big unit of Accursed Cultists in and all over his deployment zone, that he had a fine time. He actually was able to cripple all 3 of those squads at the same time, and so you very much think he's not going to be overwhelmed. The amount of anti-infantry firepower in his army is genuinely terrifying. We saw before he had some really good plays with these rock grinders, right here, where he used those as the units that were going to get surged into by the Accursed Cultists after getting 2 good volleys of them from the rest of his army. And then they were packed full of Hand Flamers, and there's a Clearance Incinerator on the front as well as a Stubber. And so tagging it, giving it Big Guns Never Tire, barely matters, because you just shoot them with Hand Flamers anyways. And just like that, you're still doing a ton of damage, because there's 76 Flamer shots coming out the top of those vehicles. After you account for the Clearance Incinerator, of course. So Nick certainly does have the first turn. Looks like he's pushing up at the moment. There is a little bit more long-range shooting in this Chaos Space Marine list than what we maybe saw yesterday. So it looks like there's 2 Forge Fiends and 1, 2, 3 Predators. So plenty of shooting on the table for the Forces of Chaos here. But Guns and Accursed Cultists seems to be about what this army is about. And it looks like Nick is more than happy to just start lining up and say, hey, if you want to push up to get me, that's fine. I will be ready to retaliate when the time comes. He's looking to get forward and probably start making some objectives pretty quickly. I think that one right there is actually, let's see, is that a Goliath? No, that looks like a Rock Grinder. It's got the big thing on the front. Maybe he doesn't want to send that Rock Grinder out quite as aggressively. Not a lot of long-range shooting on that thing. And so just putting it in front of those las cannons may not be what he wants. All right, some Ridge Runners pushing up here. Just looking to get some options. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit safer with them. He does not want to get hit by all of those Predators. Nope, he's still deciding. So Nick is very much taking it safe at the moment, just measuring the angles, seeing where he can go. He seems to not like those spots that he could push into where he gets shot by an entire Chaos Army. Go figure. And so he's deciding to do something else at this time.
All right. Maybe check in on another table that has started?
Yeah, I think we start at the top and see who's actually gotten underway.
Okay. We can actually see from our master screen here.
Ooh, that's true. Pretty fancy.
So looks like table 5 Jack has started as well.
You know, whoever has first turn in that is probably going to be very impactful. I am dying to know who that is.
It appears to be David's Tower.
All right.
Now, do you actually want first or second here?
You know, looking at this table, it appears that Jack has been able to hide enough of his army that he might be okay here with second turn. Normally, I would say that you would want first turn in this matchup. Certainly, if Jack had gone first, I expect he was going to be able to fire a healthy amount of shots. But at the moment, it looks like Jack has been able to shelter from a lot of the Tau firepower. It looks like you've got, you know, some suits and things over here that just don't have a realistic angle to fire along on Battle Round 1. Certainly, this tank looks completely safe. All of this looks completely safe. And so I don't see anything for those Tau tanks to do. Very much seems like Jack's determined to turn this Crucible of Battle game into Hammer and Anvil. And that's where he's essentially, instead of trying to occupy this side of his deployment zone, he's not. He's just going to try to hold this line right here and just start working his way up as he creates ritual objectives. It's possible that he can create an objective maybe like right here in a good place to hold it, although someone would have to push up and create it, which is a little bit tricky at the moment. So maybe he's just going to take one turn to try to clear his way out of the Tau lines. And because of the nature of this game, again, if he falls behind on primary, this is a very easy secret mission type of mission because Unbroken Line, well, can be broken up when there's 7 objectives in midfield. He's only got to hold 3 of them. With bottom of turn, it is not at all inconceivable that Jack makes an objective here and here at some point in the game. And then he ends the game by walking out onto those 2 objectives and by making an objective there. And just like that, he scores 35 primary on bottom of turn. So if he has anything resembling an army alive on bottom of 5, Jack will score a minimum of 40 primary as long as he's planned it that way. At the moment, though, it does seem as if David's Tower are certainly going to get some firing lanes. I wasn't expecting it to be every gun in the army, but it's probably not going to be 0 guns either. These Piranha are, I think, might have scouted forward. We'll see if they end up pushing hard enough to try to move block and take up some space and maybe fire some guns. There's at least 1 Piranha
Looks
up
like
here.
One up top too,
Yep, and then I would
1
expect... yeah, I think this Piranha probably isn't going to get any too interesting shooting, but we'll see how that manifests. And we'll also see how much David wants to push up. Because if he wants to, he can definitely take, you know, kind of a half of a shooting phase where half of his army gets to shoot. It looks like, you know, that line is not going to be terribly difficult to cross. I mean, you can even look at probably this line as being the one that you would need to touch with the Tau. And you very much expect that an amount of these tanks, I believe that some of these are Sky Rays. I think these two here are Sky Rays. And then this Riptide. I think any of those could go ahead and get into that firing line and start shooting. However, I'd actually be a little bit surprised if all of them were able to do it, just due to the nature of physics and the size of those tanks. But if 2 of those things and 3 Piranha and maybe even this broadside, if those dove forward, they could do a decent amount of damage to Jack's army. It looks like they're cutting cards right now. David has finished his scout moves. If he does that and is able to secure a decent amount of damage, well, he might be quite happy. All right, let's see what these cards are.
So Lord Solar and the commander?
Yes.
Okay.
And the platoon commander, who's right next to Lord Solar.
Yeah, so Lord Solar and the
Sounds like
Yes, sir.
Assassinate, which is not
So you get
very
it.
realistic.
you want to set clock?
Can we make someone else do it?
Yeah.
I don't know how to set clocks.
We just get a judge, don't worry about it.
Red Rum asking, will we be
I need
at
to turn
the
it on.
Tampa Open?
That generally helps,
think,
I find.
Decent amount of the Art of War team will be there.
Yeah, we're planning to go to the Tampa Open at the moment. Of course, we're keeping an eye on some of the storms currently in the Gulf of Mexico. But at the moment, if everything proceeds the way you would hope, a lot of the Art of War team is planning to attend the U.S. Open in Tampa. But as always, we'll keep an eye on the weather and, put some good vibes towards the people of Tampa. All right, so David's got first turn. If he goes aggressive, and again, I mentioned that the Monstars might decide to be a little bit more aggressive, it's going to put this game into a higher differential for someone. If he pushes up with, half of his firepower and takes the shot he can, he will probably do good amounts of damage, but it won't be the end of the world. And if he, swings up, he's in an amazing spot. He certainly looks like he's measuring right now. He just measured where these piranhas can get to. And the answer to that is pretty darn far. The other side of it, of course, is that if he pushes up and has a bad turn of shooting, just, rolls a couple of 2s to hit, doesn't, Jack makes a 5 up here and there on a saving throw, all of a sudden he has a half of a Tau army in front of an entire guard army that is also in charge range. You would not be shocked for him to just lose that, if that's what he decided for. He certainly is willing to go aggressive, though.
Yeah, they are going aggressive. Thomas asks, how many members are there in the Art of War team in total?
Goodness, you'd think I'd have a count, but it keeps changing. We've
yeah.
welcomed 3 new members in the past couple weeks.
Yep.
Team Art of War, the Stream House has 5 members who play at it, but, we've got several local players nearby who are members of the team, such as Mike Museni and Brian Jones. They're both fantastic players that we're happy to have. Of course, we were also able to snag, Russell Tassin to come travel and be with us, as well as Sasha Edelkraut for this event. And then you look at all of our coaches. I would guess that the Art of War playing team probably has to be at this point close to 20 people.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hard to get them all in the same place at the same time, since some of them live in Australia, Canada, England. But we've got plenty of friends here on the team. So this aggressive push by David is going to be something we're going to want to check back on, I think. Let's take a little bit, get away from this movement phase, because I think we're going to want to spend some time here for the shooting phase. And so we'll come back to that one. Although I do think this is going to be a game we're going to want a camera on. So maybe we can set up a camera pointed at that table 5, and we'll just come back to that for the shooting phase. For now, we're looking at Necrons into T-Suns. This is table 6, Mike versus Corey. Looks like Mike is very much okay taking a conservative line. For turn 1, he knew that the Necrons were not going to be able to teleport and shoot down this line into Magnus, so he'll probably adjust Magnus once he gets a turn to take. But for now, it looks like Corey has the first turn. Mike, I think, has gone second against Necrons every single time he's played them this weekend, and he seems to relish that fact, because this is one turn where the Hypercrypt just don't get to shoot anything. Now Mike gets bottom of turn primary advantage. He also just gets to waste a turn. We can see that Corey moved fast and already created a new objective, and Mike is now, just at the start of his movement phase, mirroring that by looking at where an objective is going to be. Spoiler alert, it's going to be behind a wall as close to Mike's army as possible. And so he's just lining up the distances right now, making sure that he gets it into the right spot, and that's 12 from center to center. All right, and So yeah, just quick action so far on both sides. Just chilling out, waiting to see. I think Mike is very much in acceptance of the fact that a Necron could 3-inch deep strike onto that objective and deny him an amount of points. And I really think he's okay with that. I think Mike's perspective here is, hey, if you want to send something onto this objective, it's gonna die. And Corey, you don't have that many things. So if there's, 4 or 5 cheap little units for him to hunt down, and one of the ones that has multiple OC has to go teleport onto that objective, you got to put 5 death marks there. Well, they're just going to die for free. No effort on Mike's part to clear something that is in his deployment zone. And then he gets to spend a lot of effort trying to clear out the rest of the trash. If he takes that approach, we saw that Colin Watts of Team Pro Tabletop took a similar approach when he cleared out all the trash out of Corey's army after Corey took a push turn. Corey stopped scoring points.
Yep.
And if Mike does the same thing here, you would expect sadness. Now, it even looks like he might be double moving a Zangor unit. I'm wondering if this is just like a unit of like 5 death marks or something similarly low OC. And if these OC2 Zangors are just going to walk over and take that away. If that's what we're seeing, then that'd be a good start for Mike just to keep Corey's score down as much as he can. I imagine that if he wants to, he'll be able to, maybe Doombolt away this unit here. If I were a betting man, I would say that if Mike goes conservative, he's just going to have someone stick their head out, Doombolt this squad, see if they're alive. And if they are alive, he's just going to Doombolt them again.
Yeah.
And then he's going to double move behind them all. And if he rolls 2 1s, maybe he'll stay there so that he can indirect them. Or if he rolls 2 1s, maybe he'll just let Corey have a primary point.
The first world problems of the Thousand Suns.
Indeed. It's difficult to plan how you're going to deliver mortal wounds to your opponent.
Looks like table 7 has also started.
Oh, let's see that.
They're actually already on the bottom of 1 as well.
Ooh, perfect.
So it looks like Scott picked up a few points on his top.
Yep.
Might have Sabotage still going.
Yeah, so looks like Brian was content to deploy conservatively, but the sisters have certainly tried to push forward as aggressively as they can.
Now, the interesting thing there is, is he just kind of feeding piecemeal some pieces to Brian?
Yeah, it looks to me right now as if Brian would be capable of killing multiple sisters units without standing in front of the back guns. Now, I believe, however, that Scott may be okay with this because I believe that Scott has Exorcists in his list. So I believe that Scott has a decent amount of indirects to fire while he's waiting. So these back units, it looks like these tanks here are out of position. It's like, oh, these aren't going to be able to see anything, but they don't really need to. Now, I do believe that Brian will be able to act while completely mitigating these 2 Castigators. The Exorcists are happening no matter what. He is going to probably ignore these 2 Castigators. They're not shooting him. He's not shooting them. Life is good. But maybe, just maybe, depending on how hard Brian wants to go, he could try to crack up to 2... I doubt he would get 3, but he could try to crack 2 transports here. I think very conceivably, and probably the Dominions inside. And if both of these immolators got cracked, it would require a big commitment on Brian's part, but he might be able to do it. He really might. We'll have to see.
All right, we got to hop over to our AdMac GSC game. It is the GSC Assault Phase.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's
Charge Phase.
Charge phase. Let's hear what the players are saying on that one.
It's going to be 3 attacks.
I'll just watch you do that one, and then I'll decide on this one. Is that cool?
It's 3 attacks each at sus 2, straight 6, no AP.
2 damage or 1?
1 damage each. Just the infiltrator.
We'll find out next turn how good they are.
Cool. So it's this dude. He's
I'll
sus
hit.
2.
T4.
1 save.
6 up, or 5 up, 1 damage.
All right, so looks like there's just a little bit of skirmish combat happening on the fringes here.
I'm going to pitch marked, and I'll score contain, and
Sounds good.
Certainly seems that
So I can
Scott
bring
has
a unit
sent
up.
things
I
forward
think it's necessary.
here and
Get
here
deployment zone this turn, so I'll just leave it and go up to 2.
just to go kill some Admech. You would almost certainly expect that those 2 Gene Slayer units right here and right here are going to completely disappear.
Yeah.
Now, you could also wonder, though, what if, and I don't know if he will, but what if Richard decides to try not to kill those units and just to hurt them really badly so that they get a worse Cult Ambush roll later? I don't think it's worth playing that kind of game, but you have to think that Ryan is sending these out saying, well, if they die, I might get them back, so it might have just been a free trade. If he gets one of those units back, he's probably okay. Doing it early like this, I believe, still gives that boost to the Cult Ambush roll.
You loving it? He'll try and leave.
Let's go ahead and actually go to table 5. I want to see if David has started shooting yet. It looks like he might still be moving, but it also looks like he's towards the end of that movement phase. It looks like he's very willing to send a lot of this Tau army forward and just saying, hey, it doesn't really matter. You know, like you're not going to have time for any of this. It's in the open. He doesn't care.
They contain. You still need to move. They need to move.
Contain?
We get
I like to think that guy's not containing.
8 inches.
Maybe he
where
meant a
the
different
objectives
action.
are going?
Maybe
Yeah,
he
that's
meant
where the objectives gonna
cover
go.
assets or something.
Looks like it needs to
measuring
be.
off from my home.
I believe it's a midfield.
It looks like he
objective
has a
now, but
couple
I can
units that
double-check.
could contain, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If not, I'll move it a little closer.
Yeah, I think he-
It should just be.
Yeah, it has to be from no man's land now. They changed it. It wasn't that way in the past.
So it has to be wholly within no man's.
And it has to be within
From
12
one
inches.
other objective marker within no man's land and not within 6 inches. Okay.
got it. I
gotcha.
think this
Yep.
guy's
In
making the
Leviathan,
objective
you'd be
marker.
correct, but in Brian X's, not so much.
So that's probably
So
what
it's
he
not
meant.
center to center, it's edge to edge.
That makes more sense.
It looks like there's 2 units here that
Sure
are
about
just
that?
circled that
Yeah.
could contain, so
Okay.
I'm fully
The
confident
objective
David
is
will
a
score
circle,
contain
and
max
your
on turn
circle has
1.
to be 12
Yep.
inches away.
I thought an FAQ said it had to be center to center.
No, it's edge to edge. Because the
Okay.
objective is a physical space. Like if a unit is 12 inches away, you don't measure center to center. You measure edge to edge.
Alright, so just making sure they're placing those down. And
Okay.
I expect that means we're going to hit
I
shooting
don't think
soon.
it makes a big
Let's just do
difference,
one
but-
quick pass on another table before we hop back. Let's take a quick look at table 1. Just kind of want to see this.
But with lance, it's the same. So when I charge with +1 to wound, they're better than the maces because they're 5 attacks. They would still actually no, against him he's T12, right? I will wound him on 6s going to 5s. So I will only wound him on 5s if I have a CP.
Alright, so looks like
Guys, both
Sasha's
will
into
advance.
Jeff right now. Let's actually hit that top down. I want to take a look at this terrain and kind of talk about the dynamics here. It appears that the Astra Militarum have the first turn. So far, it seems like the Monstars are going first on most of these tables that we're checking, actually. Are the Monsters 5 for 5 on first turn in games you have checked? No, Nick had first turn. Okay, so far of the 6 tables we have checked, 5 of them have a first turn for the Monstars. We'll have to check the last 2 soon. Let's go do that, actually, because it looks like so far we have Sasha just very well hidden and certainly enjoying the difference between this table and the last one he played on. Now here on table 3, first turn was for the Monstars. Looks like he just pushed up a little bit in stage. I believe that this is a lone operative lieutenant hanging out on an objective, and that's a very annoying thing to come get turn 1. But it looks like Russell is willing to push up some of his predators and things just to get a little bit closer to the center. Doesn't look like any of the big commitment is happening yet. And let's hit that last table, table 4, the one we haven't looked at. And that's another first turn for the Monstars. So Nick Nanavati is the only Art of War player who went first. But not everyone on Art of War is sad that they went second. So, you know, each table is kind of telling a different story. Some are going to be happy, some are going to be sad about first turn. It doesn't seem like it's too big of a deal in several of these games. Certainly, I don't think Quentin is too fussed about going second against the Grey Knights, and it certainly seems like they're going fast because they're already on turn 2. Let's hit back to that top 1 shooting phase, though, on table 5. I really want to see what happens there. This is going to go a long way towards determining the outcome of the match, and a big swing early can really shape the round. Let's hear what these players are saying.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to give up the rerolls. Okay. Poor planning. Poor planning. All right.
All right.
Cool. Go to shooting then.
All right, this is the
All right.
perfect timing.
Hit me, Big Daddy. I want it right now. How do I like it? In my face. That's where I want it right now.
It's quite the choice.
Jack is getting a little sing-song today.
Start shooting them.
Okay, who's guiding for who's shooting where?
We're gonna have stealth suits guide the Riptide, do his once per game dev wounds on the big gun.
Can that Riptide see a Sentinel?
Into these guys.
Sounds, hot, fire.
'Kay.
Let's go.
There must be a line
So 6
there.
shots on 3s.
Yeah.
Me drawing that line as crooked as possible did not help illustrate that that's
No.
the point,
Yes,
but I'm
because
sure
it
the
has-
players
I'm
have
sure
agreed on this.
Yeah, and the camera can add a little bit of
Little
a
bit fishy.
fisheye.
See,
We're getting
So
our
one-
handheld in place.
That one loses.
One lethal,
So
yeah.
he's got
Yep.
kind of a
Fours, reroll ones.
Yeah, I can see it where that line would be.
narrowest of an
One.
alley down the line.
So one dev.
And 2 AP3 ignores cover.
Yep, 4 damage piece.
So 5 ups. And a pass one, fail one, which
So-
means I lose that one guy.
Yep.
The one guy the Sky Ray can see.
So pull the sky right out, it looks like. Let's head back to the top down. I'm guessing the missile drones weren't in line of sight or in range.
It's 24 for the model you could see was all the way in the back, so
Yeah.
I believe the missiles are out.
I agree.
Okay,
Yep.
I just like being on the same page where I'm
No,
about
no,
to
yeah,
take
yeah.
like
Me
Mondo
being
plasma
dumb.
to the dome.
Me being dumb, just not declaring split firing the missiles. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. But
Okay.
you also can't see anything with them.
Indirect. 3 shots.
Oh sure, wherever you,
SMF.
want to put it, my labs.
Just hit your
Sure.
3 Bulgrin on 5s. Because I
You're
ignore the
-1
-1 hit,
ballistics.
so still 4s, right?
No. So you are -1 ballistic skill for shooting
yep,
at
so
non-guided
5s.
target, and -1 to hit.
But I ignore the hit modifier because he's a
So
riptide.
5s.
So 5s. Yep.
So a little SMS
So
system.
one. Not lethal because it's not the guarded target.
Okay.
Strength 5, so 5s, twin link rerolling. So nothing. Cool.
Bulgrin too tough. They're too tough for you.
All right.
Jack is happy and dancing here.
Yeah.
They did.
He's showing bravery and facing a lot
we're
of
gonna
Tau
go
guns.
to-
If it goes his way, he will have a big opportunity to crack back.
Yep.
So just
What-
weathering the
what's-
shooting phase.
What's actually like pretty interesting to
You're gonna
me, as far as this potential crackback goes, is that he can do so while still not being super exposed. So then the Tau basically have to extend further.
Yeah. And so what Werner means there, I want to draw it out, is that these, I don't know, 5 shooting pieces, right? Between 2 big suits, 2 tanks. If Jack has most of his army left, here's what he can do. This tank that's right here does not poke out. It maybe is right here, just a little bit up, and it just shoots that. This Pathfinder, you just put a blast unit there to do it. And then all of these tanks and these armored sentinels, they just shoot past into that sky ray there. And then the Bulgrin charge and beat up these units here. And then suddenly, all of Jack's army is occupying a space that is right here, 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 here. And then these 5 units that I mentioned, they just aren't shooting again. And now there is only a couple of Tau pieces here. And if they stay there and keep shooting, then it appears that Jack has some reserves. That comes in and more shots get fired, and almost all of this gets scooped up, and Jack has a material advantage all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, those are some premium shooting pieces in that bottom right corner, and if it does,
To roll fusion separately.
Small.
Yep.
we'll
Yeah.
let the players talk so we catch all of this.
On 3s. CP reroll this one. 3.
Ignores cover.
Yes, because Pathfinder died.
All go through.
D6 plus 1 apiece.
For a grand total of 4 goes to 7.
Yeah.
Listen, they all hit, they all went, and they all went through. Okay?
4
They
on
don't
missed,
wanna
all right?
win
dice.
dice.
One missed.
So is that a...
All right.
Die
The Melt of 4
No, those are the seeker missiles of the piranhas.
hits.
Needs a 5.
Got it.
I hate you. Goes through.
9
Yes.
damage.
I don't blow
Rough
up.
rolls.
Do I shoot?
Ooh.
Was that a
Assessment.
tank commander who
That
just
is
failed to
incredibly
shoot
lucky.
on a 2+?
Okay.
Oh, I thought he said he does.
He rolled a 1.
Right.
Oh.
His hammerhead has to shoot Bulgrin.
Bulgrin, the only target it wanted to shoot
So the
anyways.
piranhas just dropped the tank commander and it rolled a 1.
guide
Oh my
with these
goodness. Oh man. That is...
Wow.
That is a critical thing for the Tau. If the tank commander activates, at least it picks up one of these pieces pushing there. But now there's just not a ton to do. Okay.
Sounds good. He's down to 11.
Down to 11, yep.
It's like something failed a hazardous test somewhere. Probably that ion head.
All right. You are not a monster or vehicle, so I do not get an additional +1 to hit.
Okay.
So I hit on 3s. Reroll 1s.
And
And that's a die.
was that Sentinel unit a 3-man originally?
It was a
reroll
3-man
1 to
sound
hit.
too.
Okay, so one
And then I
Sentinel
have
down.
1 hit or wound I can also reroll. We'll start with the 2 seekers. 1 hits. 1 wounds.
Good.
Okay. Number of shots is 6, 7 because of
Yes, sir.
blast. Reroll 1s natively. And then we'll just do 1 hit reroll.
Yeah.
Surprised
So
you didn't do
3
that on the secret
lethals.
missile.
And then strength 8, so 3's to
Great.
wound. Reroll 1s. So give me 5, neg 2, no cover.
4 thin ones.
3 damage apiece, down to 2.
So first, I fail 4, so first guy dies, second guy
So
dies.
2
Then
Bullgrin
front unit,
down.
Back unit.
Front unit.
Okay, let's hit that top down again. Let's look at what Jack still has
And
to
then
play with on
the
that flank.
6 smart missiles. Reroll our 1s. 2 lethals.
And that was
And
this
then 5's
Hammerhead,
twin links.
who just dropped 2 Bullgrin.
Give me 3 more, no AP 1.
Kind of surprised those
Fail
Seekers didn't
2.
go into the Sentinels just to try to clear more of that
Down
target
both, down
on the turn
1.
where Jack can't put them into reserves with reinforcements.
Okay. Cool. This is
That
going
was
well.
incredibly lucky.
They're contained, they're contained. So we
Yeah.
got our 6 on that.
Okay,
And
he's
then
got
we've
his
got a whole
contains.
bunch of indirect at this point.
All right. So it looks like the third
All
Piranha
right,
is also shot. So it looks like the tau
so-
shooting phase is done.
You've shot, you have not shot. You've not shot, you've not shot. Let's measure out our 30s.
So just looking
Yeah,
at
just
the-
some SMS now.
yeah, so a little bit more chip, and we'll move away from this table in a moment. But it looks like what he did on turn 1 was he killed the tank commander, 2 Bullgrin, 1 armored sentinel, took no damage back. I would say that for the amount of material he committed, that is a fairly successful turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so David's hoping here is that this 1 tank and 2 sentinels, maybe they go kill this Hammerhead. I would not at all be surprised by that. I'd even say it's more likely than not. But that, Bullgrin go mob these piranhas and kill some of them, but I wouldn't expect them to kill all 3. And so I
Yep.
wouldn't be surprised if a piranha ends up floating over here just saying, hey, I'm sitting here. If you come charge me, you're just going further
Yeah,
away
it's
from the
an
primary.
annoying place.
And David is just pushing his army forward, and Jack has no ability to deal with the things down here. I would say that you're not in a great spot as an Astro Military player right now.
No.
Jack's crackback will be important. We'll try to catch that, but for now, let's go ahead and whip over to some of these other tables. Let's go ahead and hit table 2. I'm kind of curious about that GSC versus CSM game. Looks like a little bit of move blocking from Nick's side, and he just brought a big Neophyte squad down. Looks like Nick is on the offensive this time and is trying to deal some damage. No, that's a small. No, that looks like the big Neophyte unit. Interesting. He must be just willing to trade it for one of these big acolyte, big Accursed Cultist squads, and maybe he's thinking the same thing that we believe Ryan felt, which is, hey, I can make a trade, big piece for big piece, but on a 4+ mine comes back.
Yep.
And maybe that's worth it. Plus, it would bring an Accursed Cultist squad kind of into the open. He probably doesn't mind that either. So Nick on the offensive here. Very interesting. Doesn't seem like the players are talking much at the moment. They must just be measuring. Let's go ahead and kick it on down to table 3, that Dark Angel into CSM as we go down the line here. Very much the same place as before, a little bit of a just chilling, but it actually appears that this lone operative lieutenant is no longer there. So through some magic and artifice, it seems that Russell was able to bring him down, which is surprising. I genuinely did not think he had something nearby to do that, but it seems that he has done it. Very impressive. I wonder what this squad is.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a look and figure out what that unit is.
I mean, on the top down, it looks like it's just a Legionnaire squad or a Chosen squad. I wouldn't have. I mean, all you need is a good las cannon to kill him, I guess. So maybe that he just got in range, rolled a 6 to hit, got a sustained las cannon, and just dropped the lieutenant. All right, now it looks like a Deathwing Knight unit is coming out to play.
I know. I just wanted to get it. It's Legionnaires. They got a melt.
Okay. So it looks like a Legionnaire squad is what brought them down, and now we've got Deathwing Knights coming forward. Clearly, Russell is completely in acceptance of this Legionnaire squad dying. It seems like the Deathwing Knights are going to be content to kill them. They might even touch the cultists up a little bit, but that is going to be a Deathwing Knight squad now in front of Abaddon, who is ready to take a hit. I'm sure that there's going to be a Lancer poking out to try to work on one of these tanks if it can. Maybe that angle exists. We'll see.
for his aura.
Did you catch Russell?
Yeah, was that a Legionnaire?
Yeah.
Just a good
Yeah,
melt-a-gun?
melt-a-gun, yep.
Just a good melt-a-gun kills a character. I
Yeah.
mean, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to happen. I'm sure he was going to charge if he failed. But that's a good melt-a-gun.
Yeah, that guy's getting promoted to a Chosen.
Absolutely. And the Redeemer poking up as well. Just trying to control some space. as Kyle decides how he wants to send out his Space Marines. One Knight Squad going forward. You don't want that going out alone. Otherwise, politely, it'll just die alone. A Deathwing Knight Squad is tough, but it's not taking an entire Chaos Space Marine army on the chin tough. So you'd expect Kyle to be sending more resources forward if he believes that it's time to send a Deathwing Knight Squad out as well. And so, yep, that's where this Lancer looks like it's poking out. Looks like it's going to try to shoot a Rhino, is my guess. We'll see if we can get that on, and then something else is coming out. The quantity of advances that are going straight forward, to me, suggests that we're talking Assault Doctrine, but no, this isn't near anything. And these are just intercessors with Azrael, actually. I bet they're not even an Assault Doctrine. Yeah, those are normal tactical intercessors with Azrael attached, and to nobody's surprise, Azrael is sitting behind the wall, and that's a sticky objective kind of unit. So this unit has been made sticky by the intercessors, and now that they're touching the center, this is just saying, hey, if I send enough stuff and Russell doesn't come out, then he stickies the objective and backs up. Now, that's probably not going to happen. Russell's going to have to commit, but I think that Kyle is doing a soft commit here, where he is sending one Deathwing Knight Squad out and staging the Land Raider, saying, hey, the Land Raider's probably going to survive your shooting, and I'm just looking to have this Deathwing Knight Squad clear something out and be something tough to remove. If you come hit it in combat, I'll fight on death, I'll take some damage out, and now you've got a wounded unit in front of my army that I'll kill. And he's just trying to force a bit of a commitment. And there must be some kind of angle for this Lancer. I'm not seeing it on a top-down, but I'm also not drawing a very straight line right now. So forgive us, that may just be the fisheye lens problem. I'm sure that's got an angle onto something.
If it fits over here, if it fits over
but it also
there,
doesn't have to be,
you would agree with that?
it doesn't really have to be
Sorry, I'm not
on that
trying to
objective
gotcha you on
anyways.
this. Because we talked about it beforehand, I was like, yeah, there's a little spot for me to squeeze in.
Looks like the players are deciding whether or not a
Break the what, sorry?
Gladiator
Yeah,
Reaper is
so
going to
I'm
be able
going
to
like
arrive.
this. Does that make sense? Yeah.
All right, let's move on to table 4 now. Doesn't seem like Kyle's looking to send much more out than this at the
These
moment.
guys are going to...
And so here we have Grey Knights and Sisters. The Sisters very much seem to be content with the fact that the Grey Knights are capable of shooting them, and have decided that the answer is to push forward and shoot them.
Hits.
Let's see what's
Wounds.
happening.
Are you overcharging?
No. Take 1 damage.
Something. Ah, this is a Seraphim unit right here. I'm guessing that Quentin is trying to take this as an opportunity right now to try to pop 2 Dread Knights this turn. Very much you would expect more of Inval's unit to be able to take care of this one. And a lot of Castigators are going to add up to that.
So I can see these guys.
Yep.
They're gonna fire and fade.
Fire and fade.
It looks like Quentin might have
Should've
ingressed
just
them,
stayed there.
pushed up
Why'd you
here,
have to push
and
out?
then after he's
Oh.
cleared this objective, he's now going
Maybe
backwards.
Val, meltaguns, bolters, and missiles. Val will be awesome.
Oh, that's all for you. I'm
Melt the gun,
guessing
bolter, and missiles. Yeah.
that if he's
Here's
splitting his
the
fire,
heavy
he's already
bolters.
tagged this with a Castigator and everything else.
Christmas.
5 extra hits.
Okay,
Oh my
yes,
god,
calm
what?
down.
You know,
Casual 5/6s to hit. Quentin,
why not?
4s.
what have you been having for breakfast?
+1 to wound, right?
Yep.
Strength 6 +1 to wound.
I mean, it's possible, you know, also
2,
Quentin maybe
4,
trying to
6,
make up a little
8,
bit for that
9
game
for
yesterday.
reps on the
He did
wounded
come
Dread
away
Knight.
with the win, but probably not the win he
82
was
will
looking
cover.
for.
Yeah. So
4, 6, 8, 9, AP2, down to AP1, so 3s.
Yep.
Joke's on you, I don't know how to roll 3 up.
He's dead.
all right, so a
Oh,
heavy
it
bolter
explodes.
just
I'm a Seraphim.
E3 for 2.
okay.
2 bolter kills are dead.
All right, I don't think Quentin minds that trade.
6.
Um,
Oh, and the storm bolters are gonna go into
I only
the
see 2
guided
Dread Knights at
shootout.
the moment.
So here's the meltaguns on 2s. All hits. And then 2s. Give me
There's 2
So
others.
there's one
5
here.
Yeah,
melta
one
saves
more
and melta
further
damage.
into. Oh no, that's
It's Canis.
Five.
that's that's St. Catherine.
Okay, how many wounds do you have left?
9.
Okay, so the first one does, you're dead.
Okay. Take a quick
do
pass for me. Are there more than 2 Dread Knights alive right now?
no,
If
You
not,
can
this
have
is a
one
20-0.
Dread Knight this turn.
Let's see. We've got our mobile
Handy
cam
cameraman.
there. Let's see if there's any others.
So this just exploded, but there was no one nearby. So it's dead.
Okay.
Maybe one's in
So I have
reserve.
these tanks
So we
left.
see
They're
one
all
on.
gonna shoot
So
there.
3 are
He's
off
still
board.
shooting.
Immolator. Here's the heavy bolter. I
Well, he
have
just
one
killed
100
2
kilo missile left.
with one.
That's 3 hits.
Activation.
Maybe we can.
Nothing.
Maybe Price
First
can ask.
castigator here will pitch the missile. So he actually, we'll shoot the one that does not have a
3
missile. So
there.
here's the main
Okay.
gun.
It certainly appears they're all
hits.
dead.
I mean, what the heck has
Yeah.
happened here?
Well, and then
That'll
there's
be
this other
3,
one over here. So I'm wondering
3
if
ups on
that's a
this guy.
distinction that one's maybe in
It's
reserve.
3
Okay.
damage.
But I
Still
mean,
not
even
good.
still.
Let's go back to
And
that
filters.
top down so we can get a clear look. It looks now like there's a line of tanks that are just shooting this Dread Knight because it's just in the open. I don't know if it's shot.
5. 3 ups.
5, oh goodness.
Uh-oh.
Good. I'd like +1 AP there. Next castigator, everything is doing the
no.
missile.
Oh no.
Main gun. 1 hit. Nope. Nope. Good job.
All right, more shots still coming. All right, if the Dread Knight lives, then Chris will score points.
2 4-ups. Good. Hunter killer. Hits. Nope. Classic.
The Hunter Killer.
Classic Hunter Killers.
Classic Hunter killer misses.
I mean,
so my
you'd still
Dialogus will summon an objective.
you'd still think that he is more than happy with that as a turn. If there are 3 Dread Knights alive and 1 is wounded, that is I don't know how to say this. Not enough. That is not enough. And Quentin is on a lot of the. Oh, he's moving them to put the objective down. Okay, I was like, what is, what kind of Fire and Fate are sisters doing now? They already are too good. No, Quentin's just putting models back after firing. Okay, so what appears to be a very impactful shooting phase from Quentin. Let's actually go see if
I would
Jack's
like
having a
both
good
my
shooting
cards.
phase
I'll go
right
up to
now.
5 CP.
5 command points, so he is just locked and loaded, ready for someone to come out and
3
fight.
saves. 84.
All right, let's listen into Jack here.
You are dead.
You are dead.
1 left, right? No.
You
12.
you
Yes.
hazardous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hazardous.
Good.
Go
So
down.
he did pull that out, and it looks like Jack is indeed trying to do what he can to just stay
Their
hidden
las cannons are going
kill
to go
this,
into.
and clear as many of these piranhas as possible.
Pretty much just.
Yeah, those are the only
Yeah.
options really. It's going to go down into their own combat, I think.
Okay.
Because you can still shoot with that stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
So 2 las cannons, 1 lethal, 1 hit. Reroll wounds against monsters' vehicles, 2 AP3s, no saves. You're dead.
All right, so 1 piranha gets popped.
Got blow.
Not a huge surprise.
Yes.
1.
1 to everything in range.
So it's baby explosion.
Roll 6 up on a Bulgrin.
So it looks like maybe
Kill
a
that 1 Bulgrin.
wounded Bulgrin just died, so that's down to a 3-man Bulgrin. They are quickly losing combat effectiveness.
And you're down to 3, right?
Yep.
And so now Jack will just see if those couple Bulgrin can punch out a piranha, which, you might, but
Can't do recover assets now, so we're probably just going to charge you with Bulgrin. 'Cause I don't want you having that battle shock right next to me. So
Alright.
we're going to do that.
so
Charge
Jack's
you with
sending in a Bulgrin.
That's a duty and honor. Okay, I got 3 inches on the charge, which is fine.
Cool, so that's 3 Bulgrin right there.
Bulgrin smacking you in the face.
We'll just see if it's enough to kill it.
4s is going to be 5 5-ups.
You'd expect this to be the piranha.
Bye.
Looks like it's cooked. Doesn't explode though. All right.
Doesn't blow.
So Jack was able to clear 1, 2, 3 piranhas, and it looks like a hammerhead. And to me, that looks like the extent of his
battle
turn.
lines is mine.
Yep.
And I have a bunch of dudes on it.
And it looks like these Bulgrin
Discard recover or keep recover?
created an objective right there. So, and that'll score Jack his extended battle lines. But
My CP, we'll just put it on the Bulgrin because that was the last thing
Shoot.
you killed of mine.
There we go. You got assassination containment
We'll
for
have
11.
full hit rerolls against the Bulgrin.
And you're going
so
to
this,
fight
that
primary.
3-man Bulgrin he now reels hits
You have
against.
first turn.
Solid. Means those
Why-
Pathfinders will have a
why
better
does it
time
keep-
trying
Don't
to chip
use
them up.
those.
Okay.
Or just go up. And, you go
So I
like
mean, this
that.
was probably
Oh, I
the
see.
first
Okay.
thing that
And
Jack
mine
had to do right is
and
clear that
Yep.
piranha screen at minimum,
And-
and it looked like
This
he
thing's
got
being
that.
technically- hold on.
And he
Hammerhead.
did
You
not
can't go
expose
back,
too
it's
much
a
else. Yeah, he
problem.
got the
Okay,
hammerhead as
wait,
well.
wait.
So
So
I think Jack did the bare minimum
Stabilized.
he needed to do to stabilize the game. And it looks like he wasn't trying to do much more, and I think that's completely fair from this position. it very much appears that Jack has more in reserve. So don't think that
Yeah.
you know,
he
Jack's
has a
army's
whole
dead.
tank, right?
I believe he has 3 tanks in reserve. I
Oh,
believe he has
okay.
2 battle tanks and a Hellhound,
Hellhound?
is
Yep.
my memory. So
Okay.
I believe that Jack is running a 5 Rust list and only 3 are deployed. So he is okay just taking 1 turn of okay, calm down. Now, depending on how David takes this, all of that army is in reserves. So at the moment, if David is going to try and screen all that out, here's how he would do it. This Piranha needs to jam as far forward as possibly can. You might even flat 6 advance it. And then these Pathfinders, I think, need to advance all the way forward. Put like a Pathfinder there so that the space that Jack can arrive in, if you're just, you know, a Piranha and like a Pathfinder there after some advance rolls, then Jack can arrive in like this. And I would think that that is what David is going to try to do. That is what I would do. There isn't an amazing Overwatch over here, if I'm being honest. Nothing that would wipe a Pathfinder unit, and he could very easily stay out of line of sight of this tank if he's worried about it overwatching the Piranha. Frankly, I think I would just stay out of that line of sight, just to not risk losing the big screen aspect. But if that happens and Jack is kept to this as where he brings in his tanks, that is a dire situation for him regarding primary. But as I mentioned, if Jack just holds fast, holds onto his pants, and keeps units alive, and he just makes objectives here, well, you could believe that that is enough room for Jack to actually get a maximum score of primary with his secret mission. We'll see if that's the play he goes for and if he can hold on, because obviously if the Tower Army table him in time, then it sure won't matter. But I would expect David to try and go for some really big screening action. We're going to see what his movement phase looks like to see if he tries that play. Let's go ahead and move it down the line. I actually want to hop to table 8. That's one we haven't looked at in a bit, and that was Ryan Verbeck against Richard Siegler.
Yep.
And what we expect to be a fairly tight game, but Ryan has the first turn at the moment, and it very much looks like Richard is responding. Oh, looks like he maybe has responded. Instead, we're getting a GSC response to the AdMech response. Let's check it out. No shock. These 2 GSC units no longer there. Alright, so just deciding what they want to do here. Alright, a couple wounded models just hanging around for Richard, screening a little bit. This looks like they're staking a little bit, but we're not in the action.
In the home. 3 units in deep strike, okay?
Yeah. These guys are recovering at home. Those guys will recover in there.
That's good. I'm just going to mind if I push them outside your deployment zone?
Oh, are they not all the way out? Yeah, just
They're
put
not
them,
fully out.
put them
They
behind
need
the plate.
Yep, they need some mount guys back there.
Just put some guys on the plate.
Alright, so nice sportsmanship between the 2.
Yep.
Looks like they're not
So
being too
this is
dramatic, though.
actually
This is
top of 2.
This is top of 2. Ryan
Yeah,
Verbeck
it's
is
right.
finishing his
You're
movement phase at the moment.
Yep.
And he's
Maybe we can just get them to update their screen to top of 2.
yeah, so they can do that. For now, because it looks like Ryan's not doing anything crazy, let's actually hop to table 7, that that Votann versus Sisters, to see.
Said I choose an advance and then double miracle dice.
Got it. Sorry, I thought it was like generate double.
No, you're good. You're good.
Got it.
Alright, some nice inconsistency
explode?
between the mics there. Sorry about that, folks.
Does blow up on a 5. That didn't matter though.
So we must be in Brian's shooting phase, and did this? No.
Still
No, this must be I
moving?
think this is
Oh,
Scott's.
this is a
Scott's shooting
yeah,
phase, because
I
it
think
blows
that's
upon a
just
5 is
got
the
it.
So that should
Exorcist rule.
be 5 there.
So one of these
that
Exorcists,
should be engaged for 4.
and that was
and
the
it
end of
should
Scott's
be
turn.
a 2-point cleanse.
2-point cleanse, engage for 4. So you're up to 12 on secondary,
Yes.
right?
So this
and
immolator must have
then-
fallen, must have ended up here after
Yep.
the last one died.
Yep. that makes
Primary, you'll
sense.
hold
Do we know?
1 for
Did
5.
Brian reserve?
A land for it?
Yeah.
I'm either it's so far back that it's off the table, or I'm
It's
guessing
hard to
there's one in
believe 2
reserves.
died.
I do not believe that. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing at minimum 1 is in reserves, maybe even 2. We'll see if Brian says anything.
It's dead.
All right, so it seems like
I'm
one
gonna
land
pick
for is
up-
dead.
Bites.
Yep.
Maybe Exorcist just got a miracle there. But hey,
Wow.
if you fail 3 saves against 2 Exorcists, they just choose the dice that
Yeah,
kill you. So
for sure.
I guess that'll do it. All right, let's check up to table 6. I think we're going to work our way up the line a little bit. This is Mike Museni against Corey. Certainly looks like Mike has been content to be more conservative, and it looks like Corey has not sent anything too crazy yet. So they might be on bottom of 2 right now because it looks like Mike is creating his second objective, and Corey already created his second objective. And Corey did not try to go make any aggressive shooting plays this turn.
Okay, yep, we got confirmation 1 lane fort instead.
All right, so 1 lane fort instead. Makes sense. So it looks like Corey's not trying to get too crazy here. Now, at some point soon, you wouldn't be surprised if Mike made a bit of a push to try to do some damage. But he also, again, may be content to take it slow and just pick on all of the scoring units beforehand so that when he makes his push, Corey isn't scoring points while he's trying to answer the push. Sure enough, if a Mutalith is coming out, you'd expect more things to be offered up. Maybe this is the time where Mike is going to try to crack a little bit more damage on a Monolith. You could always do some fun things, such as, you know, I mean, actually, if you ignore covered against it, it'll pop the in. You don't, you know, it doesn't really matter if you go plus 2 AP because it'll just pop its invuln.
Yeah.
But Bucket of Dev Wounds and AP 2 ignore cover, if Magnus is indirecting it, usually adds up to a lot of damage.
Yeah, Dev Wounds are definitely one way to get it done.
Yeah, that and some Doom Bolts.
Yeah.
2 Doom Bolts and a Magnus shooting, and you could have a Monolith Dev just to that alone. Crazy how that works, but that is how it works.
Yep. Now, there is another monolith in this list, isn't there?
I believe that this list was single Monolith.
Okay.
Single Monolith Doom Scythe, because I know it has 5 real shooting
It's got the
pieces.
Silent King.
The Silent King, the 2 DDAs, and then a Doom Scythe instead of a Monolith, and slightly higher quantity of trash, although I wouldn't say that it's particularly high quality. And a couple of those things are just kind of parked at home.
We are hearing that on table 2, it is the Chaos Marine Assault phase.
Oh, let's go check on that.
Hello, Blade. Thanks for joining.
All right. It looks like something has happened. So maybe this is an ACDC squad that just made a charge onto some neophytes, is my guess on what that is.
Yeah, and I kind of get the sense that Nick, with that large blob of neophytes, it's kind of positioned in a really nice spot where whatever
whatever
kills
it
is basically stuck out in the open.
Yeah, and it looks like a second unit's coming out. It seems like Sean has decided that he's exposing. So I'm guessing that neophyte blob dropped, did a lot of damage, and Corey's just looking at this and thinking, you know what? If
I can't let that. Sean.
I'm sorry. Sean is thinking, well, if I send out one ACDC unit to solve it, it's just going to die by itself. I might as well send out both, try to overwhelm Nick. And we've seen that Nick's army is capable of killing a lot of ACDC at once. So if Nick does that, then he's going to be in front of Sean's gun. Maybe Sean's gun line is going to do enough damage there that Nick regrets that choice, or maybe Nick will just take over the board. That's going to kind of be the interplay there. You'd very much expect the Accursed Cultist to dominate the 2 combats they're in right now, but then what Nick does in response...
There's not a lot of Accursed Cultists on that bottom spot, though.
Oh, that's true.
It should still be enough to pick up neophytes, but it's not a lot.
You make a good point there. All right. Let's check out table 3, I think. I'm guessing both of these combats look like they're fairly decided.
They're probably going to be pretty fast. All right, table 3. Oh.
All right.
Up off that handheld for a second.
No problem. And so this is Dark Angels here. So it looks like these Legionnaires disappeared. I'm guessing they got barbecued by the Redeemer. And then it appears that these Deathwing Knights killed a cultist squad. And it looks like they merely killed the cultist squad. So it looks like Abaddon's Chosen didn't attempt to make an issue out of that. And instead, you'd expect Abaddon and his Chosen friends to deal with that very shortly. That is still a lot of damage, even though Deathwing Knights are durable. I don't expect this Deathwing Knight squad to have more than a guy alive, if even that, in a few seconds.
What is that bottom? Is that Demon Prince? Or
this is a Hellbrute. Hellbrute, part of that little Hellbrute Abaddon castle. Yeah, just getting... So these 2 Predators, while they're near Abaddon and this, they're going to have full rerolls to hit, lethals, and sustained. And that's kind of the joy there. And it looks to me as if one Predator is no longer on the table for Russell. It looks like one of them has been taken down.
There is something up
I think it's a Rhino.
Okay.
It looks like both his Rhinos are alive. They both still have Legionnaires in them. Yeah, that's a Rhino. I am not seeing anything resembling
And then is that a Dark Angel tank on the a little bit more to the left?
Yeah, that's a
Dark
Reaper.
Angel. Yep.
But the Reaper is right next to a squad of Deathwing Knights. So if this Chaos Lord meanders over to try to solve that problem, well, then you'd kind of expect the Deathwing Knights to say something about it. So Kyle's just trying to control most of the table right now while pointing guns out and winning the shootout is kind of his plan at the moment. Because if these Predators are exposed to the Land Raider, then the Eradicators will get out and kill both of them, if I'm being honest. And at that stage, you got to think that it's Dark Angels in a dominant position, especially since it looks like Russell's secondary game was not too strong on turn 1. And so this has to be handled carefully by Russell. I think if he fumbles his response here, he could actually end up in really deep trouble. And so Kyle's applying pressure, trying to get to a big win, which is one of the things the Monsters need. This is one of those games the Monsters are trying to push more. Let's go check in on table 4 really fast. Yeah, here we are. So it looks like a third Dread Knight has entered the building, and that means that there's only 3, though. So an amount of, I think, a couple Strike Marines and a Dread Knight have landed back here to try to torch the Seraphim squad to the best of their ability. But that does mean that there is a limited number of guns pointed downfield. And I'm going to be honest, it would not at all surprise me if all 3 of them disappeared in a second. Let's listen in to Quentin, see who's shooting phase we're on.
4, AP1.
Strength 6.
6. Yep.
+2.
Chris needs a good turn here. He's exposing his resources, so if he steps out doesn't do enough, killing the Seraphim is not enough to he has to take out the long-range firepower that Quentin is just trained on his forehead right now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think if we're looking from the perspective of Chris, you would want to see 2 of these tanks brought down. Whether that's through a combination of hitting a 9-inch charge here, Canis rolling high on shot count, 2 Dread Knights combining to kill a Castigator, however you're going to get it done. Oh, you know what? This might... No, it looks like it stayed on the table. This probably has a charge here. I was wondering if it has a 3-inch deep strike behind the screen, but it actually looks like it just ran past it. Probably advancing and charging if that's a normal Dread Knight. Let's hear.
4.
+1.
I'm not going to be surprised if a couple Seraphim actually survive this. Not many, but a couple.
Got a question
1, 2,
about the fact that
3,
the
4.
game says 10-10. I would guess they've
1,
not fully updated their scores, but it's also not that strange for a score to kind of stick around there in these earlier rounds and then really start to favor one side because of the differential scoring.
Yeah.
It can stay really close until someone really starts putting their foot on the pedal.
Yeah, it also could be that this, I imagine, though.
It seems unlikely that it's only 10-10 on victory points at this point.
+1.
So,
another Seraphim went down there. There's a couple left, including a character still. So, I mean, if those live, that's just going to be annoying for Chris. It's just more things he has to deal with. It's not what he wants to do right now.
we haven't looked at table 1 in a while.
No, let's check out Dark Angel versus Guard. Oh, looks like Sasha's making a bit of a push at the moment.
Yeah, looks like Sasha maybe went to go stretch his legs up. Yep, here he's coming back now.
There we go. All right, so it seems like...
All right, just trying to make it so
You can probably
only,
go
only
back.
one can see you.
Yep.
Or only one can see me,
Yep.
so I don't get overwatched to death, but still in melt range.
Sure. Yeah, golden.
All right, so it looks like Sasha's
And then
already
kinda
taken
same
it.
thing
Similar
over
story
here.
there. Just be careful if one shoots first if I start pulling models, right?
All right, so
That
Jeff is just making sure you can
Love the cooperative
barely
play
see it, but yeah,
All right,
Sasha's
so
such a
in
gem.
that
You
case, we'll
expect
just stay
a lot.
Great
outside.
sport
That's a
championship.
good point. We'll just stay outside of 18,
Very friendly. Not to his
So we can
advantage
see
there, but that is
multiples.
okay.
Yep.
and we'll just shoot the
It's a
demolished
sportsman
again.
if you want to see, though.
Perfect.
I'm guessing there's a rapid ingress coming in a
Nobody's
second.
going to move there because I don't want you running away
This
from
should
me.
be
Yep.
turn 2 for Jeff right now.
Yep, that would track.
Who is going to be
guessing that's
putting
why
an
these
objective
both are
down?
here.
I think they are this turn.
Yeah, there has
Or maybe the
been
four-man.
basically a
Four-man.
soundtrack right next to us all weekend. The TOs have been
Played some
playing
nice
And
some
then also,
tunes.
so you don't forget, I have the Termies and
It is
2
indeed
Jam
some
Tank Assault
Goo Goo
Intercessors.
Dolls
Right,
coming
right,
up.
right.
Yeah, that's Sasha reminding him so that he doesn't feel bad about the rapid ingress he is about to do. Because there is a 0% chance that those
Well, I
Terminators are on the
could use them
table
to screen out
are
over
not on the
here.
table in the next
You
10
can wrap.
minutes.
So the rapid ingress.
Let's go
does
away
it
from this
matter
movement. I
how
kind of want to
close
see
am to
how
that?
table 5 is going
Well,
again.
if I'm
Table
within
5.
3, I can...
And this was that Tau versus Guard game. So David pushed, got a little bit more going on than Jack wanted, and now David is deciding if he wants to keep applying aggressive pressure. And sure enough, it looks like he's screening out pretty thoroughly. Maybe not as hard as he could have pushed, but he has set up a Piranha right there. You know, honestly, if I was going to put the Piranha that far, like not all the way forward, I think I would have hidden it. I think I would have put the Piranha right here so that it screens out to this spot, and you're at least saying, hey, you have to really push up to kill me, because at the moment, what's about to happen is that Jack is going to draw a line from this fin past that corner, and right about there is where he's going to shoot it from, and that means that anything here that wants to shoot back has to get to that point. That is like one Riptide at most, and one Riptide does not kill a tank. So I think that Piranha placement either need to be further forward or a little bit more tucked in, and he has split the middle, not to his benefit in my opinion. Now, over here though, we are still screening out. I bet he has pre-measured 9 inches here so that none of these tanks are going to fit, and that means that the tank reserves are confined to about this spot. And he'll just hold him there for one turn while just pointing his guns down the field and running up his primary score as much as he can. And so to me, it looks like David's trying to lock in a win here and not necessarily pushing for a massive one. All right. Do we want to hit the... Do we want to maybe hit the projections real quick? I haven't talked about those in a while.
We did actually get a request for maybe doing an update pass.
All right. I like... So on game 1, I don't see anything to indicate change.
Okay.
Same with game 2. I kind of like both of those spots right now.
All right.
With that said, I believe that Kyle McCord is successfully setting up a good amount of pressure on the Chaos Space Marines. Now, Russell could play perfectly and maybe get his way out of this, but I'm willing to bet that, that the Dark Angel good position right now is a little bit too strong. I'm going to call this one a 15 for Kyle. I think the Monstars are going to make that one bigger. However, unfortunately for the Monstars, I did not see Quinton's game into Chris looking like it was going to be close.
Yeah, just picking up half the Dread Knights.
Nope, half the Dread Knights dead is terrible.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and make that like a 16-4 in favor of Quinton. I think a big win is coming Quinton's way here. However, I think it's the opposite on the next table. I think we should flip that Jack into David game. I think Jack has stabilized. It doesn't look like David is pushing so hard as to try to get a big win and risking it going into a loss. But it does look like David has the dominant position at the moment. And so that's making it a little bit closer. These other games, I don't see a reason to change Mike or Brian's game at the moment. It looks like Brian is slowly getting shot to death by Exorcists, but emphasis on slowly, and at least he's killing some sisters while he goes down. And then Richard into Ryan, I'm not going to update that prediction yet because I think we need to go look at the table. Let's go take a look at table 8, see what's going on. There is still plenty of AdMech alive, but it looks like GSC are...
You know, throughout the weekend,
out.
we've had a hard time reading GSC games and AdMech games, and here we are with a GSC AdMech game.
Yeah, no, it is difficult as a matter of fact. I am not entirely sure, but I'm willing to bet here that these AdMech tanks are going to be able to move forward and scoop up something like this vehicle. I would be willing to bet that 1 or 2 tanks poke up here, scoop that GSC vehicle if they need to, and then Richard's going to be able to just keep kind of cutting through all of the trash as it comes out, and he's okay keeping the game close because he has bottom of turn. He's figuring, yeah, I'll take bottom of turn. I'm going to score a lot of primary. GSC's going to score a lot of primary. I'm still reading this as like a 12 for Richard. I think Richard is, as the material starts to fall for Ryan, I think Ryan's going to run out of material first, and Richard's just going to be able to knock off 5 primary here or something.
Yep.
Maybe it's an 11-9, but I see Richard as very slightly on the up of this in a tight-fought game the whole way down.
Got a question about timer for how long this is going. So only 1 round today. Last couple of days we had 2 rounds each, so this is the final round for the event. Originally scheduled to end at 3. They did start a little early, so maybe a little bit before that 3, or maybe they will let players have a little bit extra time.
I imagine if someone needs 10 minutes in the finals, they might just let them have it,
Yep.
just to make sure. So I would expect this to end around 2:45 or 3 p.m. in U.S. Eastern Time.
Got a question, just kind of like hard to see what here is GSC, what here is AdMech.
Absolutely, I could draw that out.
Yeah, John will mark it out, and then maybe we can throw the handheld on there and give folks a better view.
These are GSC models. You can kind of tell by the bases.
Base color is probably the easiest. Yeah, the
white
GSC
bases.
have kind of a snow.
That's GSC, and this red tank is GSC. And then you can basically say that anything else behind this line, all over here, is GSC. And anything that's not covered by that belongs to the forces of Mars. Maybe Styges? I have to ask Richard who his favorite forge roll is. He always liked Styges last edition. Metallica, he likes all of them, who I can. But now it looks like Richard is going to be content to just push out a lot of his army, deal a lot of damage, and say, hey, Ryan, keep feeding me units. There's not a ton back here. There's still a couple of staged GSC units, but Richard is willing to send progressively more things in. It looks like he's pacing this out. He's like, all right, I'm going to send out a little bit of Adamek, get some GSC. I'm going to send out a little bit more Adamek, get some more GSC. I'm going to send out a lot of Adamek because this army doesn't seem to run out of models despite not getting them back. Now, Ryan might have more in reserves. He might have things in Cold Ambush. He might get some of these things that are about to die back in Cold Ambush. I am not suggesting Ryan's out of material yet, but I think Richard is escalating the pace at which he's pushing out Adamek so that Ryan is forced to commit more and more each time, and Richard is trying to bleed Ryan dry by the end of the game. And that's where I'm expecting the 12, is that I just believe that this is going to be 3 or 4 evenly fought turns, and the Adamek, just their tools, are going to lead them to have the material advantage at the end, and that's going to give a small win for Richard. Bottom of turn isn't as impactful in the ritual, but he didn't take any damage, that much damage early, and so he's got plenty of resources left in my mind.
Yep. Thanks for the kind words, Jim. Really appreciate that. We're happy to be bringing you this coverage. We're very excited about having this ability to show all of the games at once. Certainly something we'll look to improve upon in the future.
Absolutely, but any feedback you have, we greatly appreciate it. It looks like somehow there is another Adamek thing getting out of the boat. I don't know if that's one character or if there's a squad that's about to walk over and join them. Maybe Richard has to get them out of a tray, or he's deciding. But the thought that there could still be more Adamek on the table does not spark joy. But as it is, it looks like he's just pushing up, getting ready to just fire some shots. Yeah, I think everything GSC that is in front of Richard is going to disappear in a fine puff of smoke. And it's just a question of, does any of it come back? And what is Ryan willing to send out to keep fighting?
Garga asked if Richard has any techno-archaeologists in his list.
Ooh, you know, we could check on that. The lists I believe, are in the description of this
They
YouTube
are.
video.
Or you can
in the
hit
new one, right?
Yep, or you can hit the Nightbot.
Yep.
If you get that.
We updated the Nightbot. Look at that.
But
We'll check for you real quick. All right, so while Werner looks that up, we'll stay on this game for just a little bit more while we're talking Adamek. All right, yeah, it might be the Battlesphere uplink unit. That's fair.
yeah, okay, thank you, Jabbar. He does not.
Okay, thank you for confirming that. Yeah, and yeah, looks like a unit's getting out. Richard does have a unit of guys here that are able to fire and fade, and so what they do is they get out of a transport. The transport shoots. You get reroll wounds against the thing that it shot when you get out of the transport. The Skitarii Marshal gives reroll hits. So a character and 10 Skitarii get out. After the transport shoots, that unit rerolls all hits, all wounds, then it fire and fades back into the transport. So until Ryan is able to kill the Scorpius, and I can't tell which of these is that unit. I'm going to guess it's the one at the bottom. I just put the X over. At that point, I'm willing to bet that until he kills the transport, that's just going to happen to him every single turn. And what's probably happening here is that the players have agreed, hey, we know what's happening. You don't have to really place the models. I think Richard just said, look, I'm going to get out this 10-man squad, and they're going to point to this Acolyte squad, disappear, and then they're going to get back in there. And no matter what happens. And Ryan's like, yeah, man, you can roll the dice. You don't have to set up the models. You just put them back in the transport. Like, we know they're getting out, they're shooting, they're getting back in. Position doesn't matter because you can see me very cleanly, and you ignore his cover. So it just doesn't matter where they are. And Richard is determined, yeah, I'm just going to get back in the truck. Because he wants to keep that unit alive to keep doing the trick. He's not going to risk it to combat when he has other things he could charge in if by some miracle these Acolytes survive that storm. And again, I'm just kind of betting they're not.
I want to hop over and just see if that rapid ring ingress occurred with the Dark Angels.
Oh, yeah, let's check that out. I see...
Yep, looks right on the center. I think that's a new unit.
No, these jump back intercessors were there before. I actually believe it's these right here.
Yep.
And so there's already a Deathwing Knight squad here. So what I'm guessing happened is that a tank pushed up, and Sasha made the determination of that tank can see Deathwing Knights. It can shoot Deathwing Knights. That is all it can shoot. I'm going to give it a second Deathwing Knight squad. You're not getting any extra value out of it. He doesn't care which squad gets shot. Now he's going to have the same amount of Deathwing Knights alive as before, plus the 5 that he ingressed, or plus the 5 that didn't get shot because he shot the ingress unit. And nothing new is shooting, so I'm willing to bet that a carefully drawn line determined that Rogel Dorn is not shooting at the Deathwing Knights, and that model is exactly behind the point where it could have been shot by a Dorn. And the fact that he's trailed back a little bit, to me, indicates that Sasha used a teleport homer to make it cost 0 CP. Otherwise, he would just have the next models here and here. I think trailing back 1 or 2 guys is, you know, I'll save a CP and I'll just pile in to fix the problem. I do that all the time. It's a good play. So we must be in the guard shooting. Let's just listen in a little bit.
Probably gets cover. I will just roll it, see if it matters. It doesn't matter. And then the next two will definitely get cover. So 1 goes through.
5.
These must be Eradicators, yep. Yeah, there's enough tanks pointed at these Eradicators.
I don't think I can pull out of his line of sight. So
but
now you see me. 100.
Presumably they had a purpose in going out like that.
And I am assuming that I am not able to see him.
Yep.
But the repulsor
Yep,
looks like it might survive here.
There to there?
Yes,
from
sure.
From the tank commander? We will start with the Demolisher.
The only question is, are you shooting the Hunter Killer or not?
No. I'll let you know when I shoot it.
Yep.
Right, so
Basically, if I'm shooting your vehicle, vehicle or Terminators, I'm gonna shoot it. Anything else, I'm not shooting it, unless I say.
You only have like 1 or 2 left, so.
I have those 3 tanks.
He shot it in Overwatch.
Oh yeah, you're right, because I thought he was about to die.
one
You're
shooted
correct.
it. Yep.
Just 2 left. So we have 7 shots from the Demolisher.
Sure.
4, 5, 6.
So what it seems
7.
happened here is that Sasha brought out his Eradicators and wounded a tank, but did not kill it. It's possible that Sasha split fire and ended up wounding both tanks instead of killing either of them, because it looks, if you can kind of see it when the logo changes, it looks like there's a wound dice on each of these. These tanks both have 5 wounds left, and Sasha wasn't able to kill either of them. If that's the case, it's a little bit unlucky, but it's possible, and it looks like these Eradicators are getting wiped as a result. So if Sasha's losing the Eradicators and has not killed a tank, I actually believe that Jeff started the game with 5 tanks and still has 5 tanks, and it looks like the end of the guns are happening right now. There's just a repulsor left as a real credible range threat for Sasha. That's not great. He has not made a great impact here. Sasha may just end up buckling down, scoring primary, and moving on with his life, and not trying to turn this into a big win. So that predicted 13 might actually be coming down if I were to make a guess about the board state right now. Now, he can still score a lot of points. I don't think that Sasha's going to get crushed here, but I think it's a little bit lower. All right. Let's move off of this table, I think, because we're probably going to have a little bit before some action happens. I wonder... Wow, which was the one that was about to have some action happen, we felt? Let's check out how hard Mike pushed on table 6. We saw him starting to move up. And, okay. Well, okay, it seems like things are escalating. There is 1 Mutalith Vortex Beast alive, not 2. And the Doom Sight's moving forward. Oh, is this Corey's shooting phase? Let's listen in. Oh, man. So, if Corey's about to take a shooting phase, you would not at all be surprised for this to cause a little bit of pain for Mike. Now, Mike certainly has the ability to hurt a lot of these things that are in front of him, but you wouldn't be excited about it, would you?
Nope. Hey, Pocket Change, thanks so much. Welcome to War Room Gold.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. Yeah, not hearing much from the players here, so they must just be thinking at the moment. I'm wondering, yeah, if this is Corey's turn and there's a DDA in reserves to come Deep Strike in, that would be relatively painful. There's a decent amount of shooting coming his way. You'd very much expect this to be enough to kill that Mutalith on the top left there. And now there's plenty of damage dealing still left for Mike, but again, you just would not be excited about this. And there's even a couple of guns that look like they might actually have shots onto Magnus. So if Corey's able to deliver his shooting here, take out some of Mike's damage dealing while he still has his trash alive, Mike may not have time to go clear the trash, meaning suddenly Corey is scoring throughout the game. Very interesting turn here.
But here's where we're at.
Right.
Where we are at.
So deciding at the moment.
I had 2 CP. I go 1 to Cosmic
go down to 1.
Precision.
Yep.
He's going to go there.
Oh, nope, this is a DDA.
And then we're going to go to shooting and
Let's
see what happens.
Where are we going?
I'll start with committed stuff. These snipers will shoot there.
Here to here? Oh, these here?
Yep.
Let's see about 3 ups.
So let's just listen in a little
4
bit.
hits, 8-3s.
Yep.
4, -2.
So wood cover?
Yeah, you got cover. So here we go. 4 4-ups. Yep.
2 die.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I have. He's not on this train, right?
He is. No, I'm sorry, what?
He's not wholly in the train, so he can't shoot through. I'm just double checking. I have to. I'm gonna try and pull guys off the terrain feature. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, are you still on there though?
Yeah, he's on it.
Oh, he's on still.
Yeah, this is the line.
Okay, yeah, okay. So they're done there. The DDA is gonna do.
All right, so right now, we just want to keep an eye on this to see how this shooting phase
The
goes
DDA is
for
going
Corey. If it goes really
to-
well, Mike could be in some trouble here. But if not, same thing as
Okay,
before.
he had
If
a
you
really good-
expose
good plays last
and
turn,
you don't
that's
do
fine
great,
with me, but,
suddenly you're in a very
we'll see
dangerous
what
spot of
happens
getting
here. I'm gonna
crushed.
just return the favor now. All my small stocks are definitely going here. That's
Okay.
okay.
Wait, which one is Chris?
Grey Knights.
Oh, okay. We just threw him to the wolves.
Yeah, it seems like Ryan Rebecca's walking around
okay,
updating
here's
his
what's
team,
coming.
and it seems like Chris, the Grey Knight player that we saw playing Quinton, is in fact getting messed up as badly as we
Big
suspected.
gun is going to go into that 5-man unit. Oh wait, are they on the?
He's not on the train. You cannot see that unit from there.
None of that is on the train.
None of this line is on the train.
Gotcha. Okay.
So DD is
Okay.
deciding where it's going. It doesn't actually seem
All
like it
right.
has a ton
Small
of options
shots here, and the big gun will go into the Neelix Vortex Beast.
Got it.
All right.
Let's see it, buddy.
All right, the 20
Big gun,
shots
field
there.
small shot
Yep.
here. You actually might have shot some more things at the Mutilith first, some things that only have those options, just in case you want to overkill this squad, because now if one guy lives, well, there's nothing to really do about it. We'll see, though. There's always a plan that can shoot it. I'm kidding.
I need 3s to hit, 6s are lethal.
Yeah.
2 lethals. These missed. These are strength 4.
So 4s.
You've got 2 there. Or
Yep.
you got 4 total so far.
Okay, I got you. 4 here.
And then and then 4 more.
So 8?
You get 9 total. Is 5.
9,
Yeah, 9
got it.
total. Straight up.
Okay, 9 3-ups. Here we go. I could live. I indeed live not. I do not live.
Not.
All right,
I
looks
died
like a Rubik
perfectly.
squad just got wiped.
OC is what, 5 or
5.
4? Okay. Does not matter in the slightest.
All right.
So he's not
The
blanking
big gun
into
into Neelix Vortex Beast for 4. Hit on 2s. Strengths 18. Your toughness.
10.
Okay. I didn't move. I'm happy.
3s. Yeah.
That's just 8 dev wounds
The big gun's dead?
if I don't move.
Ah, okay.
Ouch. Not that I really expected that
Well, I
Mutilith
will
to live,
only
but
take
still.
6 of them.
Okay. Just
6 damage taken, 7
Just
left.
6.
With a Monolith and a
What we got
Plane and a
next?
Silent King, you don't really expect it to live, though.
The Monolith will shoot.
All right, decisions.
It's 3d6.
There's a small squad here, and there's a Mutilith.
3d6 blast
Okay.
into this unit.
Sounds good.
The big guns into Magnus.
I'm
Sounds
not
good.
sure what that small
I'll start the
unit is.
3d6 blast into that unit
Okay.
for 8. Hit on 3s. These are wounding on 2s. 6s are dev. So you have just, what's that? 5, 7 wounds.
Yep, 7 3-ups, 2
Yep.
damage apiece, right?
Yep.
Alrighty, so here we go. It's all going to be 3-ups anyways.
Yep.
Character has different stuff. So you will get 1 guy there, and this is damage 2.
Yep.
He's got a blank and maybe a flip of 6 if it's Infernal Master. Potentially
I'm
even
going to
a
be
Cabal
annoying and flip
reroll.
this to a 6 for his to auto pass.
Yep, there it is.
It's his ability once per turn. It's Fate's Messenger with the Spirit Seers, or with Eldar.
Auto pass? What do you mean?
So basically,
Are you blanking a save?
no. So Fate's Messenger. He basically has the same rule where during each player turn, I can change any dice after I rolled it.
Got
Either
it.
I hit,
Okay.
wound, save, or damage from
Okay.
whatever it is to a
So we
6.
can't blank it if
So
the
I'm just-
Silent King's
so
in
this
ignore
killed the
mods,
one guy.
but flipping
that
it
one went on
pass
him,
failed to a
flip it to a
pass
6.
does
Got it.
work.
Okay. All right. The Silent King, the 2 Mineers are going to go into the Vortex Beast. Everything else will go into him.
Right.
Sounds good.
Might be
The
later this
2
semester, we'll
Mineers.
see.
1 hit.
Yep.
Wounds.
Okay. 5-up invuln.
Yep.
Fails.
6.
It's flat 6.
Yep.
He has 7
If he's
left.
gonna re-roll it, this would be the time.
You have all those things to shoot me with.
But
Oh,
he
I have
might
to
just-
finish my death raise there too. But
Yeah,
yes,
do that real quick.
Yes. Yeah. Before you. Yeah, you probably want to wait then. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
I'm waiting to see what happens with
Yeah,
Magnus.
okay.
I may do
All
the
right.
command reroll there.
The death rays.
Yep.
2 hits.
2 3s.
One
1. This is the D6 plus 1.
Yep.
4 up. We fail. I will. He's just flat 4, but he'll be -1 damage. There's no other big gun that can target Magnus outside of this guy.
Correct.
It's fine.
This is Magnus taking a little bit of damage.
I
from
cannot
Warhammer.
blank it, so it'd be a CP reroll if anything. I'll CP reroll this one.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
So I'm down to 1.
Yep.
And then so it's 6 damage on
yep.
Vortex.
Yep.
Got it.
So he's just taking
5
full
ups.
pins 'cause he.
I passed 2 of them, so he takes 4. He's down to 3.
Okay. And then, all right. The
So funny enough, this Mutolith is not dead yet, and it looks like there are 2 major components still to shoot. The Silent King is currently resolving the rest of his guns into a single Infernal Master who you wouldn't expect to live too much longer, but there are 2 things to shoot. Magnus is undamaged at the moment, and the Mutolith's down to 3. At least one of those you gotta figure is gonna go break off for the Mutolith just to try to do some damage. Maybe the plane, maybe not, but this DDA is actually -1 damage into Magnus. I don't think it's going there. At this stage, I'm guessing that the plane is going to try to finish off the Mutolith, and then this DDA is just going to try to do a lot of damage to one of these various units floating around here.
Another 7, -1.
3 ups or no?
Yep.
He's dead.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, so yeah, that's the character
My
down.
boy.
I know there's
You
just
did a good job.
2 shooting pieces
The
left for
plane will
Corey.
put everything into.
Oh, is he going for Magnus?
Magnus, what's it? Does he have an armor save or just a 4-up involved?
2 up armor, 4 up immo.
Okay, I'll put the bottom gun here and the big gun in the Magnus.
He's still trying to kill Magnus. I don't think he has
so
it in him at this
shaft
point.
gun there, big gun there.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And that's because this
This
DDA
is the
is going
bottom
to be
gun into
taking.
the beast.
That's because the DDA is going to be taking the -1 damage of Magnus and can be blanked because it's not near the ignore mods aura. I might actually be trying to kill more resources rather than wound Magnus. This actually reminds me of what we saw in round 2 when Corey went for the Canis Rex and left maybe a little bit too many resources alive for Colin and ended up scoring a 2. I'm seeing the exact same situation here if Magnus lives. Now, if he does get the kill, massive. Let's find out.
Takes 1 of them, down to 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, Mutolith's alive.
And then the end of the Magnus.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go.
That
2
Mutolith just does
sixes.
not need to be alive right now. What's the decision point, I wonder? All right, Corey's deciding. Spending a CP, I think you rolled low on that.
On the D3.
I think it's D3 shots.
I'll just reroll one of these.
Sounds good.
I
Another
think
6.
it's flat 3 shots. I think
Okay.
you just rerolled it.
3d3 extra shots
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hit a 6.
for 3, 2, those.
Okay.
You just need 3s to hit, 3s to wound.
So it looks like he just rolled 3 6s to hit on a sustained D3
All right,
gun.
baby. 3, oops.
All right, maybe
3,
this was a good
6,
play.
8 wounds.
Oh, 8 saves. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like 8 wounds. I'm like, what?
Oh, no, sorry, 8 saves.
If
AP
Mike
minus
whiffs
4.
this roll,
Yeah,
this is
pretty
massive.
rough.
Need
All
a
right,
flat
Corey's
3?
shooting for this
D6
moon
plus
here,
Oh, God. Okay.
and
Here
he's
we
no
go.
reroll left. He just has to roll hot.
4 ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll really low for me, buddy.
5 plus 5d6 coming in here. Magnus is cooked.
He's dead.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Nope.
Wow.
Cool.
That is huge.
A 3-shot gun put 8 invulns on Magnus.
Yep.
Incredible. All right, I'm just going to take a second to talk about this. You know what? I mentioned earlier in the stream that the Midwest Monsters might be playing to take big shots and see what happens.
That's
this
true.
fundamentally changes the course of the game.
Yeah.
The safe play was kill the Mutolith. That probably happens. This probably does not kill Magnus. Again, you're just thinking 3-shot gun, no rerolls. Maybe Magnus takes a little damage. Who cares? But he didn't. He just one-tapped Magnus. That is flipping this game on its head.
Yeah.
Honestly, put Mike down 6 diff points right now. Like, put him at a 6. Until we see Mike strike back, and maybe it's enough, but that is a massively impactful thing. Holy
Huge.
goodness.
Absolutely huge.
Okay. let's get away from that one. I kind of want to see some other things that are going on. Let's go to table 4. When Ryan Verbeck walked past that game, he mentioned Chris, and okay, nope, 20-0, game's over. Never mind. There's nothing on the table for the Grey Knights. Now, I'm sure there's something that went up in reserves, but this means that Quinton has killed Canis Rex, weathered the shooting phase, and still has all of his tanks alive. Remember how I said that 2 dead tanks was what Chris was looking for? It appears that the number he got was 0. This is a 20-0. Quinton is running away with this one. But Mike is suddenly not in a good place at all. And so we'll see how he's able to wrestle back this one.
Yep.
Wow.
So much back and forth.
And a lot of these scores are speculative. This could easily be a draw here. All right, so we're on table 1. And looks like Bulgrin are charging Deathwing Knights right now. That's a choice. Let's find out. Looks like he made it.
Which you would have to go around a little bit.
The 5 was probably perfect, actually, because he does need to go to the first guy.
Oops.
Does that even allow me to heroic?
It does.
Oh, just barely, all right.
Yeah, Sasha should be heroic in here, and that's because as much as it seems as if Bulgrin are good at tying down Deathwing Knights, from personal experience, I have found that as soon as that is a 2 versus 1, it very quickly gets one-sided.
I will not do it, actually.
Oh, he's not going to.
Now that you left that objective back there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right call to do anyways. I know I'm leaving the objective, but...
Yeah.
Let's start with...
Lots of impactful things being decided here.
The Bulgrin?
Yep, I cannot interrupt or anything, so you can just do... can I AOC again in the fight phase?
Yes.
So they will just AOC there now.
I thought you might.
All right, so that's Sasha out of command points. Without any CP, it actually may not have been worth a heroic. So if you fail a 5-inch charge, that's pretty bad.
4, 8...
You have 4 attacks apiece or 3?
4.
4. So 26.
24.
So 24, yeah. Hey.
Bunch of beef in the middle, yay.
Yeah.
Those are so fun to play against.
Yeah, because Deathwing Knights are a whole lot
better.
better.
Right, Deathwing Knights. I cannot complain. I'm probably the only person that cannot say anything about Bulgrin.
All right. Players are comparing their -1 damage melee
That
units
is
with
true. He
clubs and
has the
shields.
numerical numbers.
Let's go check on table 7. I feel like we haven't
By 1.
seen a lot out of that. That was Scott versus Brian, and that was Sisters versus Votann. So it seems like the Sisters are in full send mode right now. It looks like they have pushed up here, and I am not actually seeing a lot of Votann models alive. This is a tight score at the moment, but if the Sisters are able to hit the critical mass push, it's entirely possible Votann stops scoring objectives soon. This could be a big deal. It's hard to tell what this... oh no, that's an objective marker. Okay,
I
so
think
there's
I've
objective
got
here.
like a 15. You got a 15? I think. You went full send. You see the table state.
Yeah, so right now Scott is calling it as a 15, which he just told Nick.
But I just went around. You got a lot of really other good matches on your favor, though.
So Brian does not feel like
You're
stepping
okay
up.
with
Let's
this
go ahead
one,
and hit
yeah.
the score projection again real quick. Let's just update that as we got it.
I think we're scooping up your T-Sons player, too. Huh? I think we're scooping up your T-Sons player, too.
Yeah. Let's actually...
I want to turn it on
the table. Let's follow
Nick's.
Nick as he goes through.
We need big push, if we can big push.
I might have.
Yeah, take big push when necessary.
No, a great one there,
All right, so we're hearing there Nick telling his teammates to make a big push where they can. Seeing what is happening
Maximum points, Sasha.
to Mike and Brian.
Yeah.
Probably Jack as well.
21.
All right, interesting. And Nick's table looks like he'll have the ability to kill a lot of these first cultists if he needs to. Since the Torments are what's in the front, he can take a good amount of the damage out of that unit. He will be taking a crack back from the Chaos Space Marines. Open, it looks like there's another big 20-man fight in the corner. That must be the dead unit that came back to life. Oof.
5 hand flamers
Lucky.
inside, 2 strain 6 flamers up top.
You would not get a Overwatch with the hand flamers, though, correct?
No. So Overwatch is going to be 2d6 flamers.
So just cutting it back here for a second. So right now, seems like there's some general agreement that Scott is looking at a 15.
Yeah, that right now puts it into draw territory.
Yep.
But again, that hinges on a couple of the you know, a couple of people kind of holding, right? You looked at Mike and Jack, both Art of War players who looked like they were down, and it's entirely possible that if these games start to snowball, that those scores drop.
Yeah.
We'll
Not
probably
having Magnus could really just, I mean, that takes a lot out of that Thousand Suns engine.
Yeah, one Doom Scythe killing Magnus by himself. I mean, you cannot undersell how impactful that is.
Yep.
Just almost, I mean, I guess it can happen, but like, I don't know how you would protect against a Doom Scythe seeing Magnus. You really can't.
If it wants that sight, it's going to get it.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, just seize over the train. I don't know what else you can do there. So let's go ahead and hop over to table 5 if we can. I want to see that Jack versus David game. That's one of those places where the Monstars were hoping for some upside. Let's see how it's going. Now, it looks like some of these reserves that we've mentioned for Jack have arrived.
Man, look at this score.
Okay, so, yeah, David is up so much. You would not at all be surprised to see a secret mission out of Jack. Let's listen in.
Just make sure he's not touching an objective.
I mean,
Isn't he spawning an objective?
No, the stealth suits.
Got it. Cool.
objective here, objective here. From
Out of the
experience,
objective.
I know for a fact. You can fit
Within
an
range of
objective
30.
in the corner of
Just
the
help
table.
get more shots
after
over
you
here.
do 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
You
You can fit one there. Not by much, but it fits.
I think that's pretty much everything I can do.
Okay.
So
So
this is
end
top
my
of 3.
move if you want to do anything.
Let me see.
So you might ingress someone. Hasn't decided yet.
If you had not done this, I would have rapid ingressed.
Yeah.
100%. Because I would just be like here, ready to drive up and start.
Yep. 100% agree.
I sort of hate my position.
Yeah, so I'm guessing what Jack's thinking about right now. Actually, you know what am I doing? Let's just let
Like,
Jack
there's
tell us.
literally nowhere I can go. I mean,
No, nothing useful to go.
what I could do is get a second target there by just rapiding here and then moving into the terrain feature. So I get 2 targets on your guy doing Sabo. Right, because I just rapid right here and then move here and shoot him.
Because you can fit both tanks inside,
No,
or
first
one can
tank
go
drives
past.
through,
Yeah.
one goes here.
Okay.
So Jack might do that. You just have
And
to
that
make
should
sure
like turbo kill you.
that he's not getting shot down.
Because I'll kill the
that
mortar and
angle.
everything else.
And if he gets
Shouldn't
hit
be
by
able to
that,
shoot anything else at him because he's not in line of sight.
But I can also just burn Sabo.
Hey, you could get rid of Sabo,
Yeah.
mission fucking accomplished. But yeah, if you get stuck with it, it's actually quite bad for you. So we're gonna put the exterminator right here.
okay. Certainly not worried about this Skyray shooting down the line at him. Maybe that Skyray. No,
Or I
it's
can
Montclair.
go
Still be able to
here.
advance.
Take 1 Riptide and nothing else. Because here you can actually, if I go there, you can just shoot me with that stuff downtown.
Yeah, I think better to take 1 Riptide than a
Here
Riptide.
it's 1 Riptide, nothing else.
And
This
Can a
one goes
hammerhead
here.
not see you?
No, you were hiding.
Okay.
Yeah. You were like, I don't want to get shot down this
Yep.
angle.
No, you're right.
So this one goes up here.
You know,
Or
funny
here,
enough,
and the
if you're
other
going to
one
do
goes
that,
here.
I would
Both fire
actually put it
multi-meltas.
closer
Both fire long range guns
so
here.
that you can get it melt the range of
And
the
I'll go all
Riptide.
out.
You're getting shot by the Riptide
That
anyway,
feels
right?
good. I'm gonna make it.
Okay, well, that's where he is.
Nice
So.
cover against this stupid guy.
Yep, they'll
This
be in melt
spawns
range,
and you
just
can't
not half range. Okay, but he also is going to have cover because there's no Marklet's Neurotic Guide. So that Riptide is very unlikely to kill that tank, and then he's going to try to get 2 tanks back onto if that thing does an action. Okay.
If these guys will fail their
So
battle
actually,
shock,
go
then
back to that
they'll
table
have
for
to
just for
take
1
it.
more minute.
Otherwise-
I just want to highlight Jack's plan here. He is, I think, not going to push at all. I think he's just going to clear, and it seems like both players, I think, have kind of agreed mentally to the Tau players happy to score 50 primary. Jack is backed up, but it's the ritual, so he's probably still going to score 40 primary, either through secret missions or just actually scoring it. You can probably do it either way, if I'm being honest, because he's going to be on 2 primary here, so he might just get 10, 15, 15, and get a 40 that way. But it seems that the primary is going to be very tight, and Jack is probably not going to get as good of cards as David. So maybe he gets a 7, maybe he gets an 8. If he loses by 15 or less, he gets an 8. And you know what? If he's down 5 on primary, you know, maybe the cards don't give a perfect scenario of, yeah, I'm actually up more than 10 points beyond cards. You split up 11 points on cards in that scenario to get a 13. So I could see Jack holding this very cleanly to an 8 or 9, but I don't see him winning it at the moment. All right, let's check out some more tables here. So right now we've got table 8. That was that AdMech versus GSC we were so interested in. Let's take a little bit of time on this
string
one.
of GSC there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Looks like quite a few AdMech have
Yeah,
been
swing
killed.
away. Power sword. For real, Steve. What's your toughness?
6.
5.
Just a little combat swinging back on the GSC right now.
And how many? There's 3 other dudes in there.
You got 4 dudes. Oh no, 3 other dudes. Yeah,
3
you're
other
fine.
dudes.
Just there you
Just
go.
reroll
They all
it.
hit 6s or 5s. I don't know what
Doesn't
your
matter.
strength is.
And then the transport. 1 hit.
All right, seems that Ryan still had plenty of Gene Star cultists up his sleeve. Not running out of resources yet.
Secondaries, I already put
Maybe
them
he
in
had
for.
even more in reserves than I thought.
And go ahead.
Let me get a 10.
Roll me a battle shock there, and that'd be on the way. Can we just roll it at the proper timing? I mean,
It's a battle shock either way, but
okay.
sounds good.
So they fail.
Fine.
So you get a 5.
No, I'm gonna unbattle shock.
You battle shock
I
at the
rolled
next
it.
phase, right?
I'm auto passing.
Hang on a second. No,
Hey, I rolled the battle shock.
All right,
No, I rolled that battle
let's
shot.
switch off this one for a
I
little bit.
rolled
Let's
the
see what's going
battle
on
shot. I
table 7.
So I'm just gonna have to get out like right here
All right, this is the sisters push into the Votann right now.
and make a rerollable 8. Yeah.
All right, so
Because fall
at
has
the
to be the
moment
last thing
we've
you
got
Right? What's that?
Votann
Fall
going
has
up
to be the last thing that
against
you pull, right?
this stuff
Yes.
right here. Let's take a second. Players are talking right now about how they want to approach this.
Yeah, like it's my only chance.
Yeah.
Because then I can maybe do something. Maybe. What killed shit last turn for you? Ball's already at 2.
This guy unfortunately didn't.
Did not. Okay.
This guy didn't do anything.
Yeah, neither exorcist did anything.
It would be you pulled the bikes off.
Yeah, you didn't hurt them. What did you kill?
I killed just the bikes, so it's Vol's unit already is max.
Yeah. All right. That was the only thing that died.
Yep.
Okay. It felt worse.
Yeah.
It felt worse. Okay.
All right, so we're just watching what's happening in this game here.
Why am I going to do that?
What's that?
Yeah,
Why
Brian's
am I going
scoring
to trundle forward onto it?
points
Well, I'm
right now.
already
Just,
not
it
in
seems like the
cool
material is just
range.
not good.
No. I can move over and be in cool range.
I think there's another
but-
tank up here or something for Brian. I wonder if we can
Oh,
get a.
maybe
I don't
it's a
think that
land
matters.
fort.
What if we get a camera over to that?
You're just going to have to move up to 10 because I have to get something on this objective.
Okay.
There.
Reactive move.
On the Dominions, yep.
Yeah. You can change it.
Can I stay? I don't think I can stay outside of 9 and touch the objective, can I?
I think you're close to being able to do it.
That? I don't think.
No.
Am I? Yeah. No. I think I've got to be within
Yeah,
9
I think you've got to touch the
so,
objective.
yeah. So I might as well, like, come up.
Yeah,
and
just
body,
yeah. How far? 5 inches.
Doesn't get you back over the wall, but. All right.
You know that they're
So it looks like Brian is deciding how he's going to respond to this. We're going to see if we can get a camera over
On that top spot.
to right here. You really want to see if there's more Votann there. I mean, on the top down, and it looks like, unfortunately, the top down has been bumped a little bit because you can see we've got an edge down here.
Yeah.
And we are missing
A little bit of a rotation.
We're missing some lines there. So we're going to see if we can get a camera over to see what
go.
Right, that is
is
still
happening.
sticky.
There we go.
It's like a land
I
fort.
see a land fort.
There you
Okay.
go.
I'll let you keep track of your stickies.
It is not
coming there.
as dire
Know
for
that.
Votann as
Okay.
it might have
Or you
looked on the
can
top
overwatch.
down. There's a whole other land fort. There's some more units back here.
It's all good. Yeah,
coming
just
back
make sure
for
it
the
comes all the way
2.
back
Yep,
so I
he's-
can.
he's going
yeah,
for the 2.
Yeah. So we know we got the 2 girls there.
So that's going to give a
take it
decent
out
amount of
when
firepower for
but
Brian to try to dig his
I
way
have
out of
the
this.
ability to repair at the end of the movement phase.
And then you're looking at a further charge with where these guys are stationed, right?
Sorry, no,
You
he's
wanna be
supposed to be. It was, yeah, he's
Okay,
just supposed to be
okay.
here because it moved on the diagonal. So it needs an 8.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so they're working through things
What
right now.
strats do you like for the hecatons? Like what, can they use the sustained?
They can use sustain too.
A lot of those guns are already sustained, so that's not actually that big a deal, but still good to know. And the autocannon certainly, I think, appreciate it. Looks like Scott's deciding, presumably an Overwatch is what he's debating at the moment.
So I'll just try to get. I'll try to get lucky.
Sounds
Or
like
do I
an
want-
Overwatch.
Do I want?
Oops, can't decide.
What do I want the CP for? What do I really want it for?
Yeah, what's a CP between friends? We've already seen some big swings happen, some in each
I don't
team's
want it for
favor.
anything. I'm gonna Overwatch. Vol will discard a dice. I might have not already, but let's do it again.
For Vol is
Let's
Overwatching
do
here.
a heavy bolter. Come on, sixes. Nothing. The multi-melta.
Should have Quentin fire the heavy bolter.
Roll the first. Then I'm gonna auto 6-1. So 1 wound. Okay. 5. Twin links. There's 1 wound, -4. Plus 1 to wound.
+1 to wound or +1 strength?
So
It's +1 strength when you're within 12, right?
that's Bringers of Flame.
Yes.
Paragons give +1 to wound, or yeah, +1 to wound, +1 to hit and wound monsters and vehicles.
Oh, okay.
She gives 4 reels to hit and wound. So 1 wound, -4.
Brian is just overwhelmed by the
doesn't deny
quantity of
cover,
rules
so
brought to bear by
Yep.
sisters. I can understand.
No.
3 damage.
Okay.
So Landford
Balls,
is getting more
missiles.
wounded, but not
1
dead
hit,
apparently.
twin links. 1 hit, looking for a 4. 1 wound, -2.
-2, not ignore cover, so
It's not.
-1.
Yep.
3 up.
Good. And then I'm gonna do some storm bolter shots, but you can go ahead and go.
All right, seems that Brian is ready to get hit by the storm bolters on the second one.
Alright.
One.
Yep.
I'm not gonna worry about
The
it.
worst.
All right.
All right.
Back to you.
And one of the things Brian had mentioned is that he can heal
Damn.
with this Brokier, so this Brokier is
I
probably
would've
going to
maybe
run up
bracketed with that
and try to heal it.
6.
Yep.
I
He
should
just
not.
wanted another,
Ah,
he just wanted one more
You're
thing
good.
from the Meltas there.
All right, we're gonna advance my broke here.
Yep.
Very big deal that that Landford's
2.
still alive. You would, if you're Brian,
So he moves
hate
7.
to see
Yep.
that.
And cannot heal.
So he's not going to heal.
Roll-
You need the higher
doesn't feel
advance.
that important this turn. I have 2 CP left. It's not.
Yeah,
So-
probably the right call not
Just
to try to
move.
fish for like the 5 or 6 needed. He's just getting enough forward. Now we'll see if Brian's able to clear enough of these sisters.
alright.
He's definitely not getting it all. He's just trying to buy time while this score is already close. I don't see him clearing all of this, but frankly,
That's
he
fine.
can
I've literally
shoot a
moved
lot of
every
things
unit
with his
here that could
Volgon
move.
unit.
Yep.
So
And
now
just-
2 units of bikes.
You know, if there's not a lot of
Or a
CP.
unit of bikes.
Oh, Scott's out
2.
of command points. So because Scott's out of command points, that means that this Volgon unit is not going to be popping Armor Contempt. And that means that AP2
That is a
ignore
big deal.
cover damage 4, which is what the Hecatons are, and I'm just going to guess that there is some grudgment token on that unit.
No,
You would think
have to
so.
imagine.
You'd have to think so. If that's the case, these Hecatons are going to be hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, with AP and ignore as cover. No Armor of Contempt means that you actually could see that Paragon unit disappear right now.
Yep.
I don't know if that's what Brian's going to shoot at. He might try to crack tanks, but when in doubt, you got to
might
believe
be-
that the Paragons have to go to stop the melee aspect of the push that's happening. Because if there's no melee pushing, Brian probably holds the objectives on his half of the wall for a little bit. Not forever, but it will help his differential score a lot. And so, looks like our intrepid cameraman is actually moving the top down so we can get a little bit more of the action. We'll see. I think we'll give him more time to work on that for now. Let's go check on table 6. We're kind of working our way up the line. This was T-Suns into Necrons, and we just saw the most unfortunate thing happen for the last time we were here. What's this in place?
Looks like
That
there's
should not have
now
happened,
no
but
longer a
that's
vortex
it's a dice
beast.
game for a reason. All right, so secondaries. You still have defense stronghold, and you already scored your other one.
I am going to attempt to. His gun is blast, or no?
It is blast, yeah.
The big gun's blast.
Oh man. So this is the end of Mike's shooting phase. He's thinking about charges right now, and he did not remove any of those 5 damage dealing assets that we're talking about. This is very,
This
very
can
bad
get
for Mike.
Real bad.
You would
Honestly,
have to fall back to shoot me, so yeah, I'm gonna
I
try.
can just shoot out of combat too.
push it down
No, I
2
know,
on the
but you
score
can't
sheet.
shoot them unless he falls back.
Okay. There may not even be enough to do a secret mission for Mike here. I mean, the score, by the way, is trending down, not up. When I say a 4, that is an optimistic 4 for Mike. I could see this getting even worse.
Yep, definitely. It's still
And that's really pushing
relatively
into
early
draw
in the
land.
game.
Yeah, that's still really pushing into draw land.
Yep.
Well, up the tables we go. Let's go to table 5. Guard versus Tau. See if anything has changed from that deadlock we saw earlier.
Yeah, they'll have to do plans. They'll have to spawn it. Okay.
Now, looks like Jack is executing his plan. Looks like he is sending everything out now, going to try to do a lot of damage. I don't think that because we have a lone operative on this objective, it really looks like the tower aren't going to be holding enough objectives to get 15 primary till the game ends. You know, you see objective here, you see objective here. You have to imagine that the tower going to be okay holding the primary for a while. But we'll see where in the turn is this, because I do want to see Jack shooting phase here.
I'm definitely going +1 AP. The question is where.
Okay.
Yep.
Looks like we're in the shooting phase now. Looks like I switched over at a great time. Let's listen in.
I think on him. Mortar, everything else here.
Yep.
So mortar, 5 shots, goes to 6 with blast, 2 hits, 2 saves.
Good.
Yep. 1 melt gun in half range, because that's him right there.
Okay.
Hits.
A little bit of damage going through on this Riptide at the moment.
Does not wound. Plasma gun, overcharging.
Not much, though.
Both miss. Stays alive, damn it. Grenade launcher, lethals. Oh no, sorry, your vehicle. Does not wound. 2 plasma pistols. 1 wound. Overcharged. 2 damage.
Yep. Hazardous checks.
Yep. Damn, I wanted to kill a guy because then the whole unit gets +1.
Yep.
And a bunch of las guns. I'm just gonna roll that many dice.
Okay.
That's wildly less than what I have, but I can't.
All right.
2 saves.
2.
2.
Fill 1.
Oh, man. Lasguns
Two
did take a
11.
wound off of a Riptide. Good for them. We're
I'm
still
not within melt zone either.
We're talking neither of those tanks are in melt range. You could just ingress a little
Melt
further
zone's
up.
here. Everything else here. Not within 24.
This is the Exterminator here.
Exterminator autocannon. 2 lethals, 1 hit. Toughness.
10 on these, 9 on the Riptide.
2 saves.
AP 2. Maybe 1 with cover, so 4 ups. Good.
Good. Last cannon. Lethal. AP 4.
Fail.
4 damage.
All right, so
And Hunter Killer.
it looks like he used
10.
Fields of Fire already onto that Skyray tank.
Hit 14. Yeah, they're big boys.
Pretty much all my holes
Hunter
up
Killer.
14.
Hits. Wounds. AP 4.
Down to 3, so 6 up. Good.
Ooh, clutch 6 there.
Multi-melt is in here. These hit. 4s. 2 saves.
Good.
Seems like
Battle
David's
tank here.
passing a decent amount of saves
Multi-gun.
in front of this.
Oh, sorry. Stubbers. 1 lethal. AP 1, so whatever.
Good.
All
Same
right.
split.
So
Multi-meltus.
Jack's going to just try it again. And now he's got
Reroll
+1
ones.
AP against one of these targets. You would think it's the Skyray. Actually, it has to be because the
saves.
Exterminator does it
7.
from the cannon, not from any gun the
No
way a
1.
Cascadator does. It's not quite so
6
fancy. You
saves.
could fire a Storm
5.
Bolter and get the buff.
Yeah.
Throwing the battle cannon in here. This will be AP 2, AP 3. That's
Functionally
+1.
2, but yeah.
4 shots. No wounds. Last cannon. Real ones. Hits. Does not wound.
Not a lot of
Hunter Killer,
damage.
Lethals. AP 5.
3 to 4 goes back down by filling another way.
I mean, sorry.
Oh, you go
yeah,
up
it's
to
AP 5.
2. Yeah. Fill it another way.
1 damage.
Oh, man.
Right, because your las is +1.
Yeah.
How many wounds does it have left?
Well, that was the unfortunate. series
Too
of events.
many.
We're gonna fire the stubbers. 1 lethal. 1 lethal. AP 2.
Good.
Good. It's okay. It's okay.
Ouch.
We have a points 4 at this point, so I'm fine with it. That tank is going to shoot everything in there.
Yeah.
Skyray?
Yep.
Jack mentioned that points
three
4.
multi-melts.
He knows that if he just hangs out on
So I
these
got my
objective
half
markers,
there, and
he's going to still score
3s
40,
or 1s.
maybe even 45 primary, depending on if he was able to hold on to that
Lethal.
objective on his
Lethal.
prior turn. And but if Jack just scores this primary
6 up.
as if he held a 5, and then he got a 10, which he looks like he just got the 10. Now he just makes another objective, and as long as that bulk of his army up there that is kind of far away from the Tau, you know, not safe, but, you know, far, like just distance to objectives wise, if that just holds on for 1 turn, Jack scores a 15. Then he backs up behind the terrain. And then he comes back out and he scores a 15. And that's actually 45 primary, and he doesn't even need a secret mission.
Yeah.
If the Tau had bum rushed these objectives and tried to contest a bunch of them over and over and over, he would have done the secret. But now I don't think he needs to. I think you can just call this primary a clean 5 points in favor of David. They're drawing cards. David controls more of the table. He probably draws more points on cards than
just do
than
better
Jack.
on them.
But like, it doesn't have to be 10 points better, and it has to be 11 points better for David to hit the 13. That's why we have it as a 12 right now. 12-8 for David, and that just might be where it ends. And you know what? If the cards are just a little in Jack's favor, this could be as high as a 10-10.
Yep.
Because David has to win secondaries in order to push this past a draw, because being up by 5 is a 10-10. You have to be up by 6. So if primary is 50 to 45 and they just draw cards, that's a draw. That's it. That's it. And all of his great advantages that David have will have led to nothing. I cannot fathom Jack winning the game at this point, but he really does not have to lose. And if he does, it doesn't have to be much. Let's go ahead and head over to row 1. I kind of want to, you know what? Let's just see if we can wrap this up. Go to table 4. This might be the last time we see it. See, yeah, no Dread Knights have appeared since the last time we checked.
They're already on 5.
There wasn't reserves. This is going to be a 20, I'm sure.
There is a secret mission in play, we are hearing.
Okay, a secret mission in play. Can we look at the list and decide who the Warlord is? Maybe it's a Tech Marine? Oh, Quentin doesn't have battle line.
Okay,
So it must, but Chris has first turn. So what this has to be is that a strike squad is going to land on bottom of 5 in the best place in Quentin's deployment zone it can. Quentin's entire army is going to point at it. It's going to go to ground. Oh, we're finding out right now.
Yeah,
you know what?
There it is.
Let's get a little bit of this action. It's going to tuck there, pop Armor of Contempt twice, and hope. And if it dies, it's a 20, I'm sure.
Sorry. I keep putting that dice down and I keep picking it up.
Although, frankly, the score is actually not that outrageous at the moment. This doesn't have to be a 20-0. Okay.
I wonder what your secret mission is.
Big surprises
so
here.
Right now, it appears that
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Quentin only is at 30 on primary right now.
It might.
So he's going to go to 45. Almost certainly.
Yep. So, I mean, that's basically 2 points there. So that would push this to 16.
Correct.
Yep.
But Chris, of course, also has secondaries being attempted.
Okay.
Looks
But I
like
mean-
Quinn actually still has defend going.
Okay. It looks fairly likely he'll get that. Because he has the Triumph on as well.
Yeah. So
another turn of cards.
That might push it to 17.
Yeah, but
depending on
even
what Chris gets.
with this board state, though, if Chris does just hold on to the point that, hey, at least I didn't get 20'd, we saw in this round that it looked like it was a draw
Yeah,
with
that would be
Quentin
huge
getting a
for,
20-0. I mean, if that went to a
Monstars,
if that went to a 17-3, sure, Chris, got tabled, but that suddenly has Monstars on the high end if he gets
absolutely.
3 points.
Yeah,
And,
if that's even just that now is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a big win, but we'll see.
Even if he gets 2, they'd be up 1.
Yeah. Wow. Exciting times.
Yeah.
All right, let's move off that for a little bit, and then I think we'll come back from Quentin's shooting phase just to see the game finished.
Yep.
All right, so this is the Dark Angels into the Chaos Space Marines that we were a little bit worried about for Russell.
Yeah, and we got a comment in chat, go Russell.
Russell is fighting the good fight, but he seems to be down at the moment. It looks like he's probably been able to remove this Reaper that was here, because I certainly don't see it anymore. But it looks like most of his vehicles are dead. He is down to a singular Predator, and that's the only vehicle I see for the Chaos Space Marines. There is a Redeemer full of Eradicators pushing towards the home field. I would say that Russell is currently in existential danger. Now, Russell's saving grace is that there are Deathwing Knights that are not doing anything for the rest of the game over here, and that these Jump Pack Intercessors, by all accounts, are not going to participate in the game. So Russell can keep backing up and making objectives, but if you're pro Art of War, you would hope that there are points Russell hasn't scored that he's going to score soon, and you've got to think that he is just in score points mode, and he is not pretending that he is winning this game, because there is no way he is wrestling this back from the Dark Angels. The Dark Angels are scoring points until the round ends. It's just how many can Russell score while he waits, and at the moment, I don't even see anything on this objective. Hopefully, for Russell, he has something to tag over there with.
I'm guessing that one of those models is technically towed in.
Yeah, and it maybe just got bumped a little bit.
It, basically.
Yeah, must be. Oh yeah, maybe there's like a guy right there that is his base we couldn't see.
Yeah, from the overhead.
Oh yeah, there it
he's
is.
So close to it that I imagine
he's got to be on it. Yep.
Agreement that he's touching it.
Even still, that's only one objective for Russell at the moment, because those Deathwing Knights do not look like they are taken prisoners at the moment. But is it Russell's turn? Let's listen in. So I'm just deciding how he's going to do this. So So it is Russell's
Okay.
turn.
Yep.
Oh, he's about to get overwatched by these Eradicators, I think.
Yeah. Now on that projection, we had Russell only grabbing a 5 here. So if he can hold on to a 7, that would be a big deal.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Q. Q, you naughty boy.
Looks like that game is done.
So I'll have to get the warp talons on the objective first.
All right, so we just got a final score on table 4. Here we go. So that did finish up as a 19-1.
All right.
We missed it, but you can see that unit of strikes is no more of this world. You can see how many Sororitas units pivoted around that piece to take it out and collect a near 20.
Right,
so
that's your final. But hey, in a round this tight, you know what? Not getting the 0 means that Chris did what he could.
Look
and
at
it is
this right
entirely
now.
possible. I mean, hey, it is entirely possible that with the way this round is going right now, Monstars have plenty of games going their way.
100%. They could absolutely take this round.
Yeah. So let's check in.
We haven't looked at Sasha's game in a while.
No, I think we should check in there, see how that push is
Pistol
going.
at you for 2 shots, 2 hits.
So we did hear earlier that Sasha
saves,
thought
AP
he
dash.
could push,
Yeah.
and Nick told him do it.
Like he's in the middle of it.
Seeing
Looks like
how
he hasn't
some
charged
games
yet.
are
Pistol
going.
doesn't hit. All right, that's a little bit there. And I think that's the only shootings we had. So I think from here, we're going to charge.
So I think this is actually bottom
we'll
of 2.
start with the Termies. With that charge that they actually got, they might even tap the Rogue Dorn. So I think I want to multi-charge the Dorn and the
Yeah. He's thinking just spread out and touch a lot of things here.
other tank. How far is it to the Dorn?
You need a 4.
4?
Okay, pretty easy charge.
All right, let's go for it. I have a CP if I need it.
See you double ones again. No, 6.
It's still really bad because I don't have the lance.
So he just had his CP
But I'm
reroll
happy
because
I
he
didn't
snake eyes it.
overstretch in that case.
Wow. Yeah.
What did I roll?
Hurts a
six?
little.
Yeah,
And then he
perfect.
only
So
rolled a
only one guy
6.
can base you. So
So
he will
he
be
will-
here. He will be basing this guy. He will be here, and he will base you here.
So he'll get all
So
4 to
2 on
swing.
each.
But not a lot of damage coming from that.
No.
You gotta wonder if all of this is about to charge
Then
into some
these
Bogan.
guys.
You would think so, frankly. Because it doesn't look like there's any good angles to shoot them. But having to
I
spend the
want to
reroll is hard.
multi-charge both units. I can fit a guy
Time
right
on the
here, right?
round is
Yeah.
about an hour and a
that
half.
should be, again, unless I roll
So
snake
still
eyes again.
plenty
that's
of
a
time.
3 gets me across there. Don't roll snake eyes again.
He didn't. That's good. You hate to see a snake eyes be what would decide a round.
Yep.
Sasha's braver than I, though. I wouldn't have multi-charged. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I've been burned. But he set it in. Just touching some things up. So that's another knight unit pushing to the center. Yeah, you've got to think that there's just more
I want
stuff
one more
being
guy
pushed
to be
in
able
right
to
now.
swing at them.
I don't know if there are guard
He's
reserves
almost on the
potentially
base,
that are
right? So
why
these two guys
Sasha
in
is
this
still.
deck can swing at
I don't think Sasha's going to go. So I imagine a lot of this stuff is
And
just
then
going
everyone else
to
will
also
just
try to be
roll.
charging into Bulgar right now. We'll see. It's going to be long charges though, so no promises on any of that.
The Wolverines. There we go. Termies will charge.
Man, past that one, that was a
Yeah,
failable charge
that
without a
was
reroll. That
definitely
was
failable.
very failable.
Yeah, I guess in the scheme, it's reasonable that one of these was going to need a reroll.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just was the one you wouldn't have expected.
And I think that's all the charges we had, right?
Yeah, unless there's any knives to
I will
declare.
try a 12 in charge with the assault intercessors.
Fair enough. Okay.
And I will try 12 in charge with the scouts. And that's it.
Nothing crazy happened.
Let's start.
A lot of combat coming though. Wonder if we can get a camera. No, I think we have a camera on
Cannot
this game already.
interrupt.
Let's see what that's
So I
at.
will start with the Termies.
Sponsored by
Sergeant.
Cliff.
Oath reroll.
Cliff bar on the screen.
Still 2-1, so 1 comes back for the 6.
Alright. Wonder, can you move that camera over to
Yeah, I
capture
can
the
do
action? I think.
These are
See if you can get the
2
dice
for
cam
1.
as
This
well,
is
maybe.
devastating.
Alright, so we're gonna get some live reporting here.
Okay. Gotta roll them one at a time. Just goes through slab shield. Alright, he dies. 3.
So he took one from
Sasha
the
has
3,
ice
right?
in his blood. He just sits down while he's playing Warhammer. You know, he's not lazy. That man is running every morning from our Airbnb. But you know, he's just cool. He's just cool as a cucumber. I stand up, I'm stressed, I pace. But Sasha is unfazed. He's just chilling out, rolling dice, having fun.
Good.
There we go. Good action shot there.
That was everything, right?
Yep.
Cool. 20 attacks on the rest.
So this is the inner circle companions doing sweep attacks. And this is where you would have expected that lance to go if he didn't have to CP reroll that. But he did, and so there's no lance in this. They're only going to be winning on 4s. If one of these is the oath target, though, the sweep is still a lot of damage. But I've lifted Bulgrin units with this unit before.
They don't have devastating, so just 5, 10, 14.
Not as many as it could have been there.
Oh, thank you.
Tried to tell you. All right, here's 10 on invulns.
Sure.
So
Ooh,
probably
gross.
losing like maybe 2
That was
Bulgrin to
terrible.
this. And then
Failed
you
7 of
think
them.
Azrael might be in that unit somewhere. Maybe Judice Jar? It looks like
None of that.
Azrael's in the
Okay,
unit.
great. Love that. So that's 2.
2 Bulgrin down. Yep, makes sense.
3.
Oh, a third one.
And 2. So he's down to 1.
Yep.
Oops.
And then you have 4 more.
Yep.
Oh man, that was a rough batch of saves there by Jeff.
That's not math.
Yep, he's acknowledging it, but it happens. That's right. They can go talk to Mike about math if they need to. Yeah. See what Magnus thinks. Still a couple more dice being rolled here.
Takes 1. That was everything.
Cool. Yep. So you have how many guys with invulnerable saves do you have left?
2.
2 guys with invulnerable and then 1 guy that has 4 wounds.
Yep.
Oh, he has mixed Bulgrin squads. I didn't even notice
Inner
that.
circle companions next. I will do exactly what I said before. The only thing is he will just
Oh,
come
that was a
around.
Deathwing Knight
He will go
unit.
here.
Oh, so he still has... Oh
we have
man,
4
he
guys
still has the
here,
inner circle companions.
2 guys plus
A
Azrael.
lot of Bulgrin are about to die.
I miscounted.
Thanks.
Okay.
Uh,
Looks like the survivors of
so
Bulgrin
let's
squad just got
do
vanquished. He knew what was
the
coming.
2 guys, they will take the
You know what?
sustain 2.
That makes a little more sense. I would actually say that that Deathwing Knight squad did quite well. I was going to say that was bad for companions,
Yeah.
but these are not. These are the companions. Watch this.
So it will be 4 guys here, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 1,
Quite a scrum here.
2 guys, 1, 2
Okay.
guys.
Let's
And
go
then
to the
Azrael
top down
here.
for a little bit, just to get another
Cool.
view
So
of this.
10 attacks. These are hitting on 3s because you don't have a character. 6s are sustained 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 come back in.
I
And
didn't see a
that's
lot of Bulgrin
also lethal. No. And then 4s because I didn't have the CP for lance. This is all AP2 for 1 damage. 10.
Into.
That's the 2-man squad. That's on the objective.
This is just him splitting his attacks.
Gotta do it 4 at a time.
Goodness gracious. This unit's crazy. Oh, so much fun to play with, though.
I bet.
Okay.
Brian type in chat says, John gets so excited talking about DA.
I do. I love them. Glad you're with me, Ryan. Unfortunately, we don't have any
And then
orc games
6
to
left.
commentate. You'll have to come show us how
10.
it's done sometime.
Good.
Yep. Bulgrin squad gets lifted.
Okay.
Zero
and then
surprises.
we have 4 guys into the other squads.
But wait, there's more.
Yep, there's more.
No rerolls here.
I can't tell who the oath target is because he hasn't used oath anywhere
Yeah.
that I've yet seen.
I think we saw Sasha had a model he used
he
for
does,
it,
and
right?
that's why I'm trying to find the darn thing.
Oh, that's that. And then we have
I'll
2
take a look at the
here,
table.
2 here.
So this is 4 companions on a Bulgrin squad. Sustained 2 goes a long way. Plenty of hits. And then
All right, give me another 10.
10 more invulns. And it looks like those Bulgrin are still going to be in combat with Deathwing
Stealth
Knights at the end of it because the front Deathwing Knight is here. He should be engaged with, looks like 4 of these Bulgrin are going to be in combat at the moment, so you doubt he's going to pull his way out of this one.
Was there anyone
And a
wounded
Knight
from
activation is going to
previously?
really
I don't
hurt
think so.
this.
I think we just killed 1.
So this Bulgarian squad is probably going to be drips, drabs, and tatters that are no longer fit for tying up Dark Angels. And so it's going to come down to the guns here to really dig Jeff out of this push that Sasha has made into the center. You'd love to see the Eradicators come out at the same time as this.
Yep.
But unfortunately, they had a job to do, and they kind of failed to do it. So their punishment was death.
From charges there. They get to pile in, but I don't think there's really anything fancy we can do with our pile in. They're already touching. They cannot get anywhere, so there's nothing I can do really. It's
just chilling there.
Further down.
Was there an oath mark that you could see, Warner?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my hand.
The Termies over there.
It must have been on one of the Bulgarian units because it was right by the center objective.
Into the Rogaldorn and the other guy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It
into
was
the Dorn.
further
This is
towards
the
the
sergeant.
edge.
Okay.
He actually moved it away, so it must be the unit.
Got it.
that
Okay.
got
None.
That seems
The mace.
But explain how he got so many hits on them.
Yeah.
2 into the Dorn. AP 2 for 2.
You can actually see it sitting on that cargo container next to his place box now.
Good.
There you go. I see it.
And then
Just rolling on these tanks at the top at the moment. Just
AP 2 for 2 into the
2
other
here.
guy.
2 here. You wouldn't expect a ton of damage out of
And
this.
then you go
Is this
with
the
those guys.
tank swings?
Exactly. Yeah. And you just expect him to sit there. But it does mean that Jeff is probably just going to hold still and just keep shooting, but he'll be -1 to hit for it. So this is Sasha just trying to mitigate the damage coming back his way. But still, I would guess that at least 4 tanks are going to have line of sight to shoot in Jeff's turn. Possibly 5, but I'm actually not confident that this tank is going to be able to make it back. Oh, you know what? I think it will. I think if it just goes here, it can see up a line and find a sword sticking out. So I would expect all 5 tanks are about to fire for Jeff, and that is going to be painful. How well Sasha weathers that is going to tell us everything about how this game goes. If he doesn't, he still might hold on, to be clear. The Bulgaren are just about wiped, and so Sasha might just have a smattering of scouts behind walls and JPIs holding primary. But then he'd be kind of in that same position Jack's in right now.
Separately because they're -1 to hit, yes?
All right. Let's go ahead and swing over to another table. I'm kind of curious how table 2 is going. That was Nick's GSC into the Chaos Space Marines.
3 so far.
That was one that I really want to see. Oh, all right. Nick has no fear, and I don't know what's happening.
Well, so I fully expect that Nick, knowing what's going on other tables, said, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah, no kidding. Where did all the CSM guns
This
go?
does look like it would be Rocket League, this table.
Where did all the CSM guns go? Like, the GSC guns pointed out didn't shoot the CSM guns. There were 4 Treens and Predators, and now there's none. Did the Ridge Runners hit a Colt Ambush roll? That can't have even happened. That's not even allowed. All right, let's listen to the players.
It looks like there's a Predator under our table 2 logo.
Okay, yep. Maybe we can move that table 1 camera over to table 2, I wonder.
Yes.
Just get some more action of what's left on the CSM side. So we'll have that happen soon. But for now, let's just listen to the players. All right, they have to say something first, so maybe we won't do that. But instead, we're just going to talk over them since they're shy right now. Wow.
Maybe Rock Grinder charged one?
Man. All right, so it doesn't matter if there's anything in reserves. The entire table's screened out right now.
He'll shoot everything on a Gene Stealer.
That is what happened.
But, like, they were on the table before. How did they all die? Nick's going to have some stories to tell me on Monday during our lunch meeting.
You're right.
We're done. We're done with that. No fun.
All right, so
We're a Gene Stealer.
there's some accursed cultists right here, but they're getting ganged up on, it appears.
Over here, Hellflame here, Malta here.
Yep.
So we're in Sean's shooting right now. So he's
One
cracking
shot.
back, but he just doesn't have a lot
1 wound.
to crack back with at this moment. He just has a Rhino
Malta's
and
1 hit.
1 Predator
Nothing. Yep.
right there.
Yeah.
That is not enough for the
Those
amount
are
of
back
GSC
into
out of him.
the,
That's
Ridge
a
Runner.
big deal.
Okay.
Looks like Nick found out that Art of War needed a little bit of help. Some tables are going bad, and he decided to shoulder the mantle himself and full
3
speed
lethals.
ahead.
Yep.
Who knew that Nick had it in him?
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
Now, Sean does have bottom, so
for
it's going to
6
be a
wounds.
big deal how much of Nick
AP1.
AP1.
withstands
cover.
this, and then what can he do on top of 5
damage.
Yep.
to try and minimize what Sean is even
For how many
capable
wounds
of
total?
doing. Right now, he has
8
almost
total.
a wall
total?
in front of Sean's units.
His plan has to be to table Sean on top of 5 and just say, you don't have enough resources left to keep playing Warhammer. This is over. That has to be what he's aiming for right now.
It does seem that way.
I can't imagine
With
anything
a very
else.
real
2
chance
total?
of that happening
Yeah.
right now.
So he should be going for that. So it looks like
Nothing there.
he's... I mean,
Nothing
these
there.
accursed cultists aren't coming
Nice.
out. He must be trying to hide him to the best of his ability. I don't see what else he
Charging?
would be doing here.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do this charge here
Alright.
and here.
Yep.
They're in on a 6.
But it doesn't look like there's any room for Sean to be able to bring anything in. Well, no, actually, it's turn 4, so there's nothing in reserve. So who am I kidding? Yeah, just moving some across cultists around, charging.
Alright,
Let's
so
hit the top down real quick. I want to spend a little more time on this one.
Yep, we heard that there is quite a bit of units coming back.
For the
there's-
GSC?
Yeah, there's Abominants.
Oh my God.
A Pure Strain 5-man. Another Abominant
Are
squad.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think we actually heard the players saying no more of that. Because that's
'Cause
just
this
how
is-
the rolls have been going.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. That's in Richard's game on table 8.
Oh, so a lot.
Ryan has a lot coming
These
back.
units.
Okay, wow.
Well, if I can hit all 3, I'll hit all 3.
We
Yeah,
also
go for it.
heard that on table 3,
Mhm.
Abaddon and some Warp Talents have come to
5,
play
I don't think I'm there
surrounding
yet.
a Deathwing Terminator.
6. I
Let's
got
go take a look
TP.
at that, I wonder.
Alright.
Alright, so it seems that Russell had some more infantry in to play with, and he might just be using that Renegade Raider's reactive move stratagem to go back up. So he must have gone, killed the Deathwing Knights, and decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to back something up. And it could be that Russell knows his job here, lose close, keep it respectable, play the long game, score points. And so if Russell's doing that, which let's just take a quick look at what's...
I mean, he has cleared the center a
Yeah.
decent bit.
We might be on bottom of 3 right now. Let's see if we can find out if table 3 is up to date on their scoreboard right now and their turn tracker.
Yeah.
Because if they're on bottom of 3 and there's only 2 more turns for Kyle, I don't know how much he's practically going to be able to do. To stop
Right now,
this.
we were projecting this as a 15-5,
Yeah.
so Russell
But-
might be doing what he has to do to
But if we're on bottom of 3 right
narrow
now, because Kyle went first, that means everything is on the table. So the Deathwing Knight squad that went out first died. The Deathwing Knight squad that arrived here came in, killed something, died. And the last Deathwing Knight squad is so far away that it is not participating in this game. Sure, Kyle has 50 primary. Whoop-de-doo. That is what Russell has accepted. He accepted this, I think, on turn 1, as far as I can tell. But let's look here. The only things that Kyle can play with on his turn 4 are a Lancer and a Redeemer full of Eradicators. Is that spooky? Yes. They're going to come up and they're going to kill a tank and maybe Abaddon. Some stuff is going to die, but here's what's going to happen. Russell's going to score some primary, make another objective over here. And then he's going to sit behind the wall again. And these Eradicators that are here and a Land Raider that's here aren't going to really deal with anything here. And then Russell just says, cool, these objectives are mine and this objective's mine. And hey, I scored a bunch of primary and probably not that many secondary cards. So if the score is up to date and Russell just has not been scoring at all, he's in trouble. But if they have each been scoring points, I mean, at that point, this is that drawy aspect of the ritual that I talked about at the beginning of the round, where Kyle has won this game. I cannot envision Russell emerging victorious here, but like, he just doesn't have to lose by much if he doesn't want to play Warhammer anymore. If he decides that he wants to just make new pie plates behind walls and back up, I don't see how Kyle stops him from scoring a respectable amount of points. Kyle wins, but I don't know if this is going to be one of those tables where Monstars really pushes the diff in the way that they would want to. It's just one of those things with the ritual. You have to... I don't think that there's enough assets. Kyle would have to have his Jump Pact Intercessors here and here. He'd have to have a Deathwing Knight squad here at the moment. And because these assets are so far away, they're just not getting over to this objective and the objective that can be made there in time to impact the game. Looks like Kyle's drawing.
Yep.
And Kyle's going to be scoring more secondaries. So, like, Kyle is winning this game. This is purely a question of what's the scoreboard right now. Now, Abaddon's almost certainly
That was an
dead.
old rule where
that was the old rule.
and he is. You got 2 characters. You got one.
I was about to
here,
ask about
you
table
got
4,
one
but I
there.
forgot that one already ended. Maybe we go to table 5 real quick?
Let me do a little measuring.
This was guard versus Tau. I expect this to be the same status. Yeah, I think this is the exact same thing we thought. Which is that.
5 up, go to a
So we missed
4
Jack's shooting phase, unfortunately. We'll just summarize real quick. Some of the Tau stuff that was here is dead. And what that actually is the Tau stuff that had a hope and a prayer of making it over to these objectives. So very simple. The objectives over here, Jack controls forever. Jack is scoring primary. He's throwing stuff downfield. He's not really stopping David scoring primary, I think. But maybe if David stopped creating objectives, he actually holds him to a 10 here and ties it. Jack is just... Again, I don't see Jack winning this game, but he just doesn't have to lose. He has locked down enough of the table in this top left corner that he is going to score 1, 2, 3 primary objectives by the end of this game, and he's just going to keep scoring it. And yeah, he's going to shoot while he's doing it. He's going to kill some Tau. Maybe he kills enough that he turns this into an 11 if David misplays a thing or two or draws some bad cards. But I think realistically what we're looking at is just that Jack is pushing for a 9 right now. And maybe he gets a 10. Maybe he gets good cards and he gets a 10. Maybe he finds a way to deny some primary and he gets good cards and gets an 11. But like, in my opinion, it really looks like now that Montcaw's over, Jack is pushing forward. This just looks like Jack is aiming for a 9 and any upside he gets past that. But honestly, if we're updating predictions, I don't think Jack's going lower than a 9 the way that he is now pushing into the Tau. And the Tau have finally lost some significant material. It looks like Jack's earlier frustrations about his opponent making saves or Jack not hitting and wounding, it seems that some of that has been solved for the amount of Tau that has been lifted since the last time we checked. People fail saves eventually, I'm told. I wonder if we could... Do we have an update?
No updates. I was just... looks like Mike is putting in scores right now on table 6.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's just see what table 6 is giving us.
So it looks like they are moving on to 4.
For getting wrecked, this may be another case...
He is keeping it tight.
...where he's still scoring points and he has bottom of turn. But if the Necrons can table him, then that will not matter.
That is true.
But I think at least Mike has mitigated this from being like a 20-0 scenario or that the 18-2.
Yeah, it can only get so bad at this point.
Yeah. But it's probably going to. Let's just see if we can listen to the players.
I'm going to hate my life.
Okay.
And attempt to move that unit.
Okay, I will overwatch there.
Let's see it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Plane.
Yes.
Bottom gun. Let's try this again.
Mike is actually up 2 victory points.
Good old bottom gun. Looking for
it's
6s.
Bottom of 4.
All the 6s.
Yeah, so he hasn't even scored secondary.
1 6. So 3 hits.
Okay.
Need 2s.
2s.
2
wounds.
linked. 3.
3. 3 ups.
Yep.
2 guys die. Okay.
That's good.
Fine.
Okay. And the old death ray.
Mike is just begging for safety here.
Huzzah! Nothing.
Oh, thank God. Okay. You know what? I'm okay
Feast
with this.
or famine.
I still have a gun, and I can now advance and do an action as needed.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that. So I will advance this unit, just because just need to be within 6.
So he must have, he has established locus right now.
6 at the center. He can do it with a normal move, so he could shoot if all hell goes wrong. And that just is what it is. The goats can attempt to do something about this, but it's not really going to be anything relevant.
Yep.
I'll move them in a second. Care if I move them?
Yeah.
Overwatch is going to be the same.
You're good.
Yeah.
Totally.
You did take a secret. You're going to get your secret, which is fine. I can't.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
There's no way for me to stop your
I know.
secret.
So
So
King
you're
is
going to
just
get the 20.
say, hey, I'm on
So I'm already
this.
counting you at your...
Yep. Yeah, the Silent King is just going to live on that until he dies.
So as it stands right
no
now,
way.
going into the final turn, if that dies, you will... Can I read the ritual real quick, if you have the card?
Yeah.
I want to see if that counts for you.
I thought it. I don't know. I think it's your opponents and your opponents.
Set up. Okay. The players whose turn it is scores 5 victory points for each objective marker in no man's land. So you will not score off that one.
Okay.
So there's that. So if the monolith dies, you only get 5 points, 5 primary points, because you're contested there.
Ooh.
They'll hold that.
So we see if we
that
can lower him to
dies,
35.
You only get 5, meaning you get 35 primary, because you're just gonna stand there. He's gonna stand here. This counts for the secret.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's common knowledge we know you picked the whole 3-1.
Do what?
I think it's common knowledge.
I don't
you
even
picked
think he
the
did. I
whole
think he picked the
3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
pick
think
the Warlord.
I
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Mike
so
does
I'll
not
give
think
you
about this. He'll
35
get it.
primary. And with established
Almost
loci
certainly
and
the
bring
Warlord.
it down,
But can't tell him that.
I have a chance.
You do owe me a battle shock test, though. There.
They're good. Thank you. I completely forgot.
Yes.
That could have been a big deal.
So that helps there. Okay, so I can get established loci and bring it down with that unit potentially.
You see that Mike is demonstrating some excellent teams play right here.
Yep.
He's lost this game, like, right? Like, we know
No,
what's
no.
happening here.
As soon as Magnus
But-
died, that pretty much cemented that fate.
Yep. Fate.
Huh.
But Mike is doing a great job of looking, how can I take 5 points off here? How can I score the most I can? So he's making plans to just knock 5 points off Corey's score, saying, hey, it's a diff point. Every 5 points is a diff point.
Yep.
Great play from Mike here, even in adversity.
What's its melee? 5 attacks, hitting. It's like a power fist. 8/2/2.
Oh, God. So Goat's charging it is not an option.
No, yeah, I'll just probably pick
Not
it
an
up.
option, ever.
Mike's just getting his way out of this. We'll give him some
This
time
has
to think.
fly?
Let's go down
Yes.
to table 7.
All right, so these goats.
All right, these games are starting to near their final
You know, I don't see those Vol Paragons. It seems that we missed it, unfortunately.
will,
but I think he was able to successfully crack that.
Hecaton's going to shoot everything at and try to kill that Exorcist.
And we're
Sounds
in
good.
Brian's turn now. So Brian's bottom of 4.
So
Hey, this game's close still.
Conversion meter
It
shots.
is closer than we thought it might be.
And again, bottom of turn for Brian. Both players are probably scoring 15 more primary. Brian has 1 turn of secondaries more than Scott does. So Scott winning likely, but not end of the world.
Not sure if that second Hecaton is still alive on the top.
I cannot tell. Standing up does not clarify anything there.
I'll just take a quick look.
Yeah, fair enough.
4 saves, neg 2, no cover.
Takes 8.
All right. And autocannon on 3s. 5 hits. And 4s. Just 2 more, neg 1, no cover.
There we go. Warner's showing us the second Hecaton. So, yeah, I mean,
So pass those.
each player has 15 primary locked in, it almost seems.
It's 2 damage, 3 damage.
2. 3.
Although-
yeah, autocannon, not the twinning bolt.
I'm not actually
Pass it.
seeing
Okay.
a third objective for the sisters, truthfully. I mean, you'd expect...
All 5 hits and 1 stops the long way.
Working on Sounds
good.
So 6 hits the hard way. 4s.
So you'd expect this objective to belong to sisters because of the Triumphs OC. But truthfully, if these are... If this dies and this is 6 OC
4
of models,
and
that
2 that
actually
reroll.
would...
Sounds good.
All right, well, I'll wait to draw until
6.
Warner's done. There we go.
6 wounds.
Neg 1, no cover. 2 damage though.
It doesn't matter.
If he held him to a 10 here and then
You
scored a
house
15
him.
of his own,
House
you could almost get
Great job.
almost get a 10.
That's big.
I still don't think so, but
All right.
certainly a respectable score is what I'm seeing here for Brian.
Yeah, well, the angle on that one's being difficult, but you can see that second
If
Hecaton
she
is
gets like
hanging out on
degraded,
that objective.
She loses half. Is that right?
Yeah, half OC.
And does she lose half her attacks?
Yes.
Oh, so he's thinking if he
So I gotta
wounds
do 9 damage.
the Triumph,
2
he
up,
can
4
lower
up.
that OC.
Yes.
All right.
Not super likely, but possible. Let's go back around to table 1, I think.
This is
Actually,
the
let's hit
higher
the
OC,
projections for a little
right?
bit, shall we?
What?
Three.
Yeah, I just wanted to see 8 real quick.
Let's go to 8.
It's been a bit, and we saw just how much Ryan has in reserves.
Yeah.
So right now, this is looking like it could start getting pretty bad for Richard.
Yeah.
Because I don't score primary till my bottom now, right? Yeah, you're gonna probably get a 15. I mean, I don't. You can make another. No, I'm saying I don't have another turn until like you touching my objective next turn. Yeah, You're yeah. not And what denying I'm me saying is you get to also make another new one. So like it's pretty hard to stop a 15 on your last turn, right? Yeah. Unless you
So
wanted
they
to
must be in
secret mission
Richard's
for
turn 4. They must be in bottom of 4 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you cool with that?
Yeah,
right now?
looking at the scores, that makes a ton of sense.
You cool with that? We're getting
And
out.
so,
That's good. Okay. Thank you
yeah,
so
if we
much.
adjusted
So
this down
6
now, it
this
looks
way?
like there's
Yeah, 6
still
that way, and I
some
can
Adamek
outside
pushing
at
up
12.
here, but then there's GSE pushing up here. A lot of GSE still alive. Which is tough. Looks like he's jumping out. This must be that fire and fading Skitari unit that we talked about earlier, just constantly coming out. And something's going to try to solve these
No,
aberrants.
I don't have ignore mobs or anything. I know. I'm just telling you, there's no. Like, so you just
So
win me on 3s
right
now.
now,
Oh, okay.
live scoring.
And 2s on the big one.
This is
Okay,
what
I
we
got you,
are seeing currently.
Okay. So this is the live scoring.
That may not be an entirely accurate picture,
Yeah.
but that is how players currently have it in their tabs.
You'd expect Jack to get more points and Mike to get less points than what is currently shown.
Taff We are avoiding any sort of clarifications with tables. There's a comment that OC does not have on the St. Catherine.
On Triumph? Yeah. So far, our policy this weekend has been that we are not interfering with anything we may see. But, you know, both players are human, so an occasional rules mistake just happens. It's part of playing Warhammer that really can't be avoided, even though I'd love the perfect world where everyone knows every rule. So let's go to the projections now. I don't know if Sasha's getting that 13. Let's just adjust everything here. Put Sasha to a 12. So 12-8. I think Nick, though, might be pushing for like a 15, though. It looked bigger. Russell, I think, with bottom of turn, might actually be getting like a 7 out of that. And then I think Jack also is getting a 9. 9 is the number I'm calling right now. I think he's down, but I don't think he's out. Mike also, I know there's a secret mission coming. It actually seems he might get higher than 4. I think we might put him back to a 6. Because if he gets tabled here, maybe a 5. Let's call it a 5, and that's if the Necrons just table him on turn 5. If something lives, he can get some primary with it. Brian, though, I think is getting more points. I think he's getting like an 8 or 9. I think he's down, but he's just really not nearly as down as it looked. And that thunderous comeback from the Votann that we've seen every time Brian's been on stream. But here's where I think it's slipping. I actually think Richard's on the low end of this right now.
Yep.
So if we put Richard down to an 8-12, suddenly we're looking back again at a draw. Ardmore might be ahead, but just not by a ton. There's that big win from Quinton is putting a lot of work in because no one else has secured a big victory, it seems. But if any one side can pull a big victory, that'd either cement a tie, cement a win for Ardmore, or if anything gets a little bit crazy, you could even see this as a win for Midwest Monstars if several of their players pull in clutch right now.
Yep.
I mean, let's just do another pass of the tables, I think.
Yep.
Let's start at 1.
I
mean, we must be in the shooting phase right
Let's
now.
do the exterminators,
Yep.
autocannons here.
Yep.
And no.
Deciding. It's tough choices
No,
right
we're
now.
gonna have to do. Let's do him, the stubber there.
Sure.
Everything else into them.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll start with the Meltas.
So this looks like a battle tank.
2 hits. 1 wound.
Builds it.
4.
Down to 1.
So wounded a knight with the big cannon. That might be a demolisher.
Demolisher cannon.
Nope, that must have been a last cannon.
6, 7 shots.
That's shooting where? Into the Terminators,
same,
right?
Yeah, Terminators. 2s.
Just holding on.
6 wounds.
Grease.
Strike 14.
The Demolisher, sorry. How many?
6.
4.
Oop.
First one
It's
kills
gonna
one.
hurt.
Yep.
Second one. 1. Third one. 1.
Just
Last one. 5.
okay.
As is tradition,
Accidental.
1-1-5 on the damage. Really
The
efficient
last
spread
cannon
there.
misses. And I believe
And then just a stubber.
he does not have his hunter killer either anymore. I'm just gonna say I'm all gone.
Yep.
So we got the stubber into Azrael's unit. See
Yep.
if we can pick that off. I believe that is outside of 18 though, so it's just gonna be 3 shots, 2 hits, 0 wounds.
Fair enough.
Let's do.
Hard to tell how much is shot left. Because that's really important here. If this is the end of the shooting phase, Sasha's fine. If it's the start, he is very much not fine. But he still should have some
Do the
resources left
exterminator
here.
next.
Okay, so 1 rust shot. This rust
Kinda
is
wasting that,
shooting
but,
right now.
We'll put the stubber there. Everything else into the Terminator.
He just keeps trying to use this heavy stubber to kill his 1 wound companion.
Right.
He doesn't want to waste the...
Stubbers, everything else.
Yeah.
Taft, players
Start
are
with the stubbers.
responsible for keeping their tablets up to date, so if any of them
hit
seem
on
low,
fives.
it's possible the players have
If
not
you would, yeah, give me
updated
a
them
range.
themselves.
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot update all 8
one.
scores at once, unfortunately. It's enough to figure out who's still playing.
The autocannon. 4. 8.
Love that exterminator, though.
On 4s. Twin links.
But
You got 4 of them. AP1.
They should all pretty much be in cover, so 2's here. They're good.
yep, exterminator just bouncing off. I really would have expected that to go on the companions. Those 3 wound models, 3 damage guns.
Right.
Two.
Also, those guys don't have cover at the moment.
All fail.
Kind of just lines up.
The ones always. There you go. 5.
All right. So another knight goes down. But, you know, scraps of a knight squad still have a way of tying up tanks
And
and
then the last
those living. 2 Deathwing Knights alive is
Hits.
still enough for some of Sasha's
Doesn't win.
purposes. And it looks like he still has plenty of resources here. But I think he's going to struggle to really push through for that win that he was wanting. I don't see him. I think we just need the scores to be up
I'm
to
not
date.
sure which table you think only has 7 points. I'm seeing all of them being quite a bit past.
Maybe the individual.
Unless you're
feats.
looking at the WTC points,
Let's
which
do
is the adjusted out of 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think he's
he does
implying
need
that
to die.
Sasha
So we'll
only has
put,
7 points.
Sasha is
Because of the 10 for paint, but the 10 for paint is not
it's not
accounted here.
calculated yet.
It's
So
not
it is
calculated yet.
27-17 currently.
Yeah, and it's also possible that maybe Sasha forgot to mark something. Yes, if Art of War draws the round, they would end up as the winner of the event. They currently have a game lead on 2nd place, but a loss would very much put them in danger. However, I know that these guys, they don't want to end on a draw. They want to try to secure a win. They want to be uncontested. Let's swing on over to Table 2, that Nick into CSM game that I imagine is very close to wrapping up if it hasn't already. Oop, someone has kicked an overhead. Is that game over, I wonder? All right, let's see if we can get a final from Nick. It looks like it's over.
All right, so
Okay.
that score you are seeing on screen is the final. So only a 12-8.
All right.
Not the result Nick was looking for, I'm sure.
He looked a little disappointed with that one. I think he knew that
Guessing
some either secret or just a bottom of turn, a couple things lived and held on for some primaries, scored 15. And we said it before, the ritual is hard to push differential on. So that game's over. That's a 2nd game finished. We'll go update the predictions with that. Let's just head to the predictions, honestly. Just hop between them now. So Nick, final 12-8. That means we're projecting an 80-80 and that's if my readings of this are right. Let's go ahead and hit it over to Table 3. That was Russell versus Kyle, CSM versus Dark Angels. Yep. This was, I'm believing, this must be Russell's turn 5. And he's just trying to keep some things alive. Best of his ability.
it is going to, I think, now be pretty tough for Art of War to take an actual win.
I would agree with that, the way I'm reading this. I think a draw is what's looking like the most likely outcome. And, I mean, Monstars might have more upside in the close games at the moment, so possible. Art of War, we thought they were down to a draw against Pro Tabletop last night, and they pulled out a win. But let's listen in a little bit on this one.
And it's strength 12. It'll be -4 if you're on the objective. 3 damage each.
What's your charge right now? You have to go all the way around, so it's pretty damn far.
Yeah, I'd have to go around, but...
And you have to move your whole base out.
Yeah, so that'd be 3.
Yeah, looks like an
Hey,
8.
Zerg, you could always make your own team. There's teams of
I'll use
all
one
play
to
levels.
go ahead and Gladius.
So that's definitely not
So
something
I'll
to
squad
discourage
tactics?
you from checking out team events.
Absolutely.
You owe me battle shock on these guys.
No, I got 5 left.
Oh, just kidding. Yep.
All right,
Only
so
second.
Russell's just
So
holding on to bottom of turn. It's real
We
simple.
are hearing that it is currently looking like Pro Tabletop is going to end up in a draw.
Oh, so if that
Which-
happens, well, don't tell the Art of War guys. They still want to fight for it.
We're
but-
going to keep that to ourselves.
But the Art of War guys would win the event with a draw from Pro Tabletop, and I believe they're playing Big Richard Energy at the moment, Large Richard Energy. And
yes, I
so
believe
if
that
they
is
draw there, that would leave Art of War in
What we're
first
gonna
place
do is make
regardless
this
of the
damn near
outcome.
impossible.
But I gotta say, if they win the event and lose the last round, they're not gonna be happy on the plane ride home. So they're
Now, some of them have a car ride home.
it's even longer to sit and
Yeah,
think about it. So
right.
they're gonna try to at least get the draw here, if not the win.
We did have a couple comments on
So now you gotta
particular
go
Jack with
all
these
the way
Tau
out.
matchups the last couple rounds.
So his base is
whether
3 inches
there's
long, so you gotta
maybe
go
been some
3
miscalculation on
out,
how that match goes,
6 over.
or it's just a little bit of
So it's impossible.
bad luck.
Yeah,
little
hard to
bit
tell.
of
You
A,
know,
a little of B.
I'll be curious to hear what Jack has to say about it. He might do some content to talk about it sometime this week.
Yep.
For now,
You
you know,
said
do
you
you want
were
to actually just
C3,
go look
right?
at that game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
See if that's what we think. Yeah, so this is.
Let us go.
I think we're on top of 5 right now.
Riptide and it doesn't really matter what I go after now, does it? You can only see that.
Yeah, he can only see there.
So he'll go after that tank.
I think this is that we're on top of 5 right now. And so it looks like
Yeah.
David's basically done scoring.
As long as you're
And
able
now
to
it's
shoot.
just going to be a question of...
What can he kill to try and make
Yeah.
Jack score less?
I do not see a way for Jack to
Nothing?
not score
hit.
15 primary.
Reroll ones as well.
Only on
And then he just draws cards.
Basically,
I thought you got yourself
3
some
points.
We get 1 hit reroll though.
So that would close
We're good.
this to a
Wound on a 3,
13-7.
good. 1 neg 3, you get cover.
Then it's just draw cards and try to turn this into an 8 or a 9 if you're
no,
lucky.
I gave you an extra buff.
Now, David does have Bring It
we
Down,
will
which is a
go-
pretty good one to have,
Oh,
probably.
that is a good one to have right now. Ooh, maybe David
And
can push this a little bigger.
cleanse.
Doesn't
And if
matter
you can just
if
score
it's
1 or
okay,
2 extra
remove
points
your
other than what we were
orders,
predicting, that's
but you
a
already
way to
only
push this
order
into
within
further into a draw or
6
closer to a win.
So it doesn't matter.
He orders
You
that
only
tank.
order that tank.
Alright, so we're likely to get a final on this soon.
T6,
I think we
I
should
think
switch
I
over to
may as
table
well
6
kill
real
him,
quick.
so T4? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so this is them finishing things up right now, I think.
Yep. And we know Corey has a secret mission.
I
Almost
expect it's
certainly Silent
Warlord.
King
Yeah.
hanging out on
I'm going to
that
put 10 shots from the
objective.
Gauss Flare right here.
Okay.
And then the other shots, the big gun going
There's
there.
not much
Okay.
alive
Um,
for Mike right now.
I'll start here. Big gun.
Huh? Should be, yeah.
Big gun, how many shots? For 3.
3. Oh, it's D6 plus 3. Sorry.
That's right. 2 hits.
Yep.
2 wounds.
On that guy?
Yes.
This is the damage D6 plus 1.
4.
Oh, it's just flat 4?
Yep.
2 4-ups?
Yep.
And there's no other guns into him?
None.
Okay.
So the plane.
He's down to 1.
Of course. Of course he's down to 1.
Holding on.
Why wouldn't he be?
I feel like
and then
passing
the,
1 out of
10
2 floor
shots there.
pinholes is pretty fair. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone can be mad about that. Except Corey. But now he's trying to finish off what looks to be our men in the center here. And
Lethals.
as far as I can tell, I think there's going to be a resource alive
Five,
for Mike.
6.
Six
And
3-ups?
so
Yep.
here's what we're looking at here is, well, he finishes out this shooting. If that unit is alive of Mike's, there's a very simple thing Mike can do. Stretch between 2 objectives and score 10 primary. And if this score is accurate, and Corey adds 20 primary,
Yeah.
and then Mike adds 10 secondaries,
Yeah.
and now Corey has no Prisoner's Defense Stronghold, he probably gets some more points. Mike draws cards. There aren't a ton that are super accessible, but if he gets 1 card that can be scored, just 1 that can be scored, you're looking at like a 7.
Yep.
If he gets good cards, it's an 8. But otherwise, I mean, and
Yeah,
if anything else lives, if a character barely lives here, if a singular Zangor survives anywhere,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Mike could try to score an 8. It's not good, but he still looks like he might have the ability to score points here.
Yeah. We were currently projecting him at a 5, so it
Yeah.
does seem like he's definitely going to score
I
more
mean,
than that.
honestly, he's got 6 models there. If he gets a little bit lucky, 6 models could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and touch 3 objectives. If he just has the Cabal points for a double move or something, he could even make 15 primary out of this situation, which would be massive for Art of War's chances here. Let's listen to the players, see where this is going.
And I have 1 CP. I need to mark that so I don't forget. This is great.
What's your shot?
My shot?
What did he just shoot?
That was from that.
wow.
He shot the chaff shots into here.
Okay.
So that's what that was from.
So the Doomsdayer failed to kill Armin.
So-
Armin's still alive here.
Yep.
So I don't know how much of this is still left, but okay.
All right, so we just heard only the Doom Scythe is left to shoot.
So that's what he's deciding. I mean, there's 3 assets.
Yep.
This
I'm going to put
is
my
1 wound. This is
Death
low
Ray
wounds.
here.
Okay.
We just heard Death Ray into the squad. A little surprised at that.
That would surprise me as well.
God, it's so
Yeah, if he
annoying.
puts 8 invulns down, it'll work though.
Yeah, that is true. Just get 3 6s.
That's easy. So Mike's just deciding.
Actually, might be a 10-10.
Yeah, Mike is thinking that he might be able to scrape this into a 10-10 at best. Now, I think an 8 or 9 is more likely, but you can absolutely see that Mike might be able to score some points enough to do
You
some
have
good
to
work.
move him to get to an objective, so he has to move.
But it could
Alright,
also
so
just
there
do
is
nothing.
one more Thousand Sun than we thought.
Oh yeah.
True.
Sure.
And do remember, I will have the ability to blank a fail if needed. Because I will
So
gain
we've
a
got
CP
one
in my
sorcerer on disc, one.
Yeah, because right now you're out of rerolls, you're out of
enlightened.
blanking.
I will gain command points at the start of my turn.
Oh,
I
on
could
your,
get
on your
to
turn you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
start of my turn, I
Yeah.
will regain command.
So he's thinking Overwatches.
Yeah.
So this is a big
So
decision
I
for
will have
Corey.
some defensive
Because
utility that I
if,
can use.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is a
I'm gonna
10-10,
do,
Corey scores 20, Mike scores 15, and draws a card, that could just be a 10-10 again.
I'm gonna do.
All right. I expect once
The
Corey's done,
Death
Mike's turn's going to be
Ray
really
Okay.
fast.
Yep.
And
So let's
the
hold on to
bottom
this.
gun. No, I'm gonna put my death ray there,
Okay.
and my bottom gun here.
Okay.
Wow.
Uh,
He's just
death ray
letting
on
this guy
Aramon.
live.
Sure.
Reroll ones.
Yep.
Got a 6.
D3.
2 more, so,
So
4
4.
hits.
Yep.
Total. E2s.
Yep.
Probably
reroll
Armin
ones.
dead.
4 of them.
You would think.
4 ups.
Yep.
Aramon's dead.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So that's, you killed 2 units now?
Yes.
So no prisoners. Get 2 more.
Okay.
And this is the 6 shots into the other unit.
Yep. You see it?
So that's a miss, but I got 2 6s.
Oof.
Yep.
These need 2s.
Never
Painful.
feels good when you end up with more hits than you started.
Reroll ones.
Very
or
clutch rolls
twin
from Corey
link.
here.
Okay.
From Corey,
6
I think.
wounds straight up.
Okay. 6 3-ups.
Yep.
So you expect some Rubrica to be alive.
All good.
Oh,
Wow,
all of
good
them.
roll.
Okay.
There you go.
Good roll.
Wow.
I'm sure that was a sigh of relief
Is
for
that
Mike.
your turn, buddy?
Charges, still charge there.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, there is 1 wound on that character, but pivoting around, that's going to
Not
cost
a
something.
war.
Oh, there's no way a 4 does that.
Or with the pivot?
I just have to turn. So you.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. If I just turn,
Maybe.
I would be there. I'd
Well,
have to
you
go
know
like
what?
this.
That pivot does really go a long way.
Yeah.
There's your pivot.
Is
And then the 2. Okay.
I guess.
That's fine.
Fair
I'll
enough.
tank
Yeah.
shock you.
Let's see it.
All right, 1 wound left.
That-
Yeah, this probably
that'll
kills him with a tank shock.
kill that guy. So Mike's gonna have 2 units basically to work with.
Yeah.
Make sure.
I mean, if that's enough Cabal points, does that? He's looking up the toughness. I don't know. Toughness 9, I think. Looks like we have a finish on game 8. Let's go ahead and
All
check
right,
it
9
out.
dice.
What's the easiest way to do it? Just
Let me
put
consolidate onto the.
Yeah, and they're definitely not up to date on their turn marker. We
No.
knew this was already nearing turn
Man,
5.
everything's
so.
finishing at the same time. How do we choose?
I'm just.
All right,
I
so
don't
it looks
think
like
there's
Mike
anything
did
else to
grab
really
that
decide.
character.
Just go ahead.
The truck can also
Not-
do a charge.
Is the
to it,
Talc
right?
game
Sounds good.
done? Is Jack's game done?
Let's take a quick look. All right, so we do have a final on table
Yes,
5
we have a lot of games finishing up.
right at the same time. Why
Yeah.
would they do this to us?
I know.
So this is an 11-9 for the Tau, exactly what I called.
Yep.
Ha!
So this
Well,
is the live
after a
scoring
while.
right now. That includes several final scores. We'll switch it over to ours just to make it a little more distinct. So Jack,
Add the
you know,
asterisks.
that's exactly what we were currently projecting. Mike looks like he's probably getting more than 5 here.
Put him at like an 8, and maybe he gets the upside of it. And that suddenly is putting Art of War really back closer
Back
to
on
the
the
win
edge,
than
yeah.
the loss. But, you know,
It still seems
still
like
a draw.
is extremely likely.
Let's hit these tables real quick,
Yep.
see what's happening for Mike.
All right.
Because this game looks like it'll be finishing in seconds.
Yep. So we got establish locus and bring it down. Don't know
I mean,
that either of those are particularly likely.
how many Cabal points is double move? Because I see
Overwhelming, assassination, area denial.
he's deciding.
No prisoner, sabotage,
about
recover
should
assets.
he
There's nothing
flip.
really I can do there.
I think Bring It Down's the one that he's deciding. I would
Have I
expect-
auto passed yet? I don't think I have. Do you?
Oh, let me think. I don't think so.
Do you care if I auto pass the goat? Since I have, there's no reason not to CP it.
Oh, he might have rolled and failed.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
But good
So I just don't have
sportsmanship
CP
from
for the
Corey on
turn.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice
So this is a
sportsmanship.
goat.
Yep. So I think that's an enlightened.
All right. I mean, if Corey has a secret mission still to score.
Man, if only there was some way he could steal that bottom objective if he had the OC to somehow do it.
Yeah, I don't think this
Probably
is
not.
getting there distance-wise.
Start a movement phase. I'm going to spend 2 Cabal points
We just heard
to do a
table
free
7
saving
is
throw
also
reroll.
done.
Okay.
Their
Because I have a
score is
feeling
fine.
I'm about to get overwatched.
Okay.
So
I'm going to attempt to move these guys. Would you like to overwatch?
looks like table 7 finished as a 10-10, which is
Table
Brian
7, that's Brian. Man, a furious
pushing up.
comeback.
We
Wow.
had him at an 8, so
All right, it's come together for Ardmore. They might sneak
eke it out.
86.
It's going to be very close.
Wow.
So that will now put us right on the edge right now.
Oh, my goodness. And there's
So-
4 games still to go here.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so back on over to Mike. Looks.
So that's the way he's moving.
What's the Zanger's move?
10.
Okay, so it looks like he has seen those 2 objectives as
Can you even get that
easy to
objective?
stretch to.
On an advance of a 3.
I think that the Doomsday Arc is OC3. Could you actually pull that up for me?
Yes.
But if so, 2 Rubric Marines here, 2 Rubric Marines here, and you've got 2 models to bridge the coherency. Even 1 might do it, but with a charge, that'll probably solve it right there.
Actually, Doomsday Arc OC5.
Oh, a Doomsday Arc is OC5. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I would never have guessed that. Maybe he thinks he has to kill it then.
Just for...
Let's listen.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you got command insertion
Yes,
for
yeah,
20?
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I get my...
Yep, you're good.
I do the correct
Okay.
math. So if I hold 5, that gets us at a 10-10 still. So me just holding the 1 point that I'm on guarantees a tie
Oh, wow.
if nothing else happens.
All right, so the scores must be
A
inaccurate.
tie
here.
what?
Score, we get a 10-10. So it's your plus 20. Oh, wait, nope.
No, that's not
Nope,
right.
It didn't add in. Sorry.
Yeah.
It didn't add in.
Okay, that's
Okay.
without command insertion.
So it's a
Okay.
15-5 right now
Yes, that's right.
without any scores in right now.
Okay. So Mike is going back down, I think, to...
Dead.
Yeah, I think this is going right back, slipping down into a draw again.
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sure seems like it,
I
especially
mean,
with
what
it
was a
being this
10-10
much.
might actually be like a 14-6.
This is what I want to see right here because, so that guy moves how far? 10 base. 10 base. He's on a disc, right?
Yes.
So he's got to clear the wall. So what is called that 5? Then he has to go 5.
Well, it would be just straight.
Well, yes. Well,
Yeah, so a 4 would be right here.
okay. So you go.
And
6.
then from there, so I have 6 more. So it would be an advance of a 4. So it's a 50-50. Because I won't stop on the base.
You can't. You have to go around me though too. You can't. You have to,
I have fly.
You can't land on me though.
An advance is
Oh,
one
that's right,
continuous
that's right,
movement.
that's right.
Yeah. It was just I would declare the advance before I move.
I think you need a 5. Are you sure about that? You move 10, right?
Here, we know where the plane is. So the plane can see everything. Can we pick up the plane?
Oh yeah, for sure. We know that.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
So this building,
Because if you just go straight over,
Here.
just like straight across.
we gotta go.
Straight across.
So here to here. One sec.
Yep.
So to go straight through would be right there. This is straight. That would be the point where I can then just go straight from this point is right
Just gonna
here.
be 2 inches there.
And
Let's
that
see what
from
the line
front to front is 2 inches.
Okay.
is. Easy.
Then from his 2 inches, I am 12 away. I have an 8 more move.
So it's 4.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
And you're out of rerolls.
I am out of rerolls. It would be a 50-50 if I get it.
Well, let's see the try, shall we?
Versus if you overwatch that.
Oh, he's deciding what to
Yeah.
overwatch. Because if he overwatches these
These are
Rubrici...
OC1, right?
2 apiece.
So 2 apiece.
So I'm currently holding that objective still.
Yeah, but if you kill it, then you'll get 10.
Correct?
Yep.
So
If I could
looks like
kill-
Mike is trying to set up for a
I'd have to kill
possible
3
50.
guys.
Must be trying
and
to
then you're
charge
just
it
fucked
to get
then
on.
Yeah.
over here. Because it would be tied,
So
right?
must be very wounded right
So I
now.
have to go 3 guys on Overwatch here.
Correct.
Because right now you can't. You'd have to kill me to. You'd have to kill me to take both. Because you can't hold both, right? You physically can't do it.
If he's dead,
If he's dead, you can.
Yes.
But
Okay.
right now you can't.
Correct.
So you're going to have 5 there.
Correct.
Or I shoot there, don't do anything, and then you could have 10.
So here's what I'm thinking from Corey's perspective. I think he does not overwatch here. He waits to see the goat roll the advance. If it doesn't roll the 4, you don't overwatch it, and then you overwatch the charge. Because if this unit doesn't charge,
It's
it doesn't.
still only a 10.
Then it doesn't hold that objective.
Yeah.
So, and if the goat hits the 4, you just overwatch and try to kill it.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
Such not a good thing. I can guarantee to stop 5. Well, I say that. A higher likelihood to stop 5. It's basically stop 5 or potentially get 15.
Tough choices.
Which is quite the pickle.
All right, so right now, overall scoring.
That's still assuming you roll 4 better.
81 in favor of Midwest Monstars to 79.
Is that that's the current?
That is the current, based on latest updates.
They're taking a second to think here. Let's pop the table 8. See what's going on there.
I guess I have to actually roll that so I can see the back guy will get in.
Oh, I wish this score was up to date on table 8.
Yeah, we'll ask if they can
outside. Nope.
Get some updates put in.
9. He's good. We're meleeing with the Kellermorph.
Kellermorph and melee on top of what I assume is top of 5.
So 8 hits.
All right. So, yeah, we might have to swing back to this one. Sounds like they thought they knew what the outcome was and then decided, actually, we need to roll some things to see how it swings.
Fair enough.
So this one might have a little bit more legs left in it. What's
Just
going on with Sasha and Jeff?
Sorry, where? Here?
Captain there into the other squad.
I think this is another score is not up to date.
1 dice.
Cool.
All right. Makes it hard.
I think that's it.
Hard to predict.
All right, looks like
So I think
we're
we're
going
down
to
to
get
charges.
a screenshot of their score.
Let's start
so
over
we can at
there.
least know
That's the
what it
least
is.
important one. It's a 7. They make it.
Okay. You know, we see there's plenty
Back
of
of the base
Deathwing.
gets across.
Dark Angel's still
So
alive.
one guy
getting
can
into
be
combat
here,
right
and I
now.
want it so that the Sponson is
Just jamming everything
in.
up, doing their best.
It's the largest base size I can go through this.
10 millimeters.
I guess what I'm asking is
10 Lord Solar
Lord
Fit?
Solar goes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Charges over here, Judiciary. That's a 5. That is not enough.
Over there, and then I'm just keeping track of the secondaries there.
So this is up to date?
Yep.
That's up to date, yep.
Oh, okay, they're saying the score sheet
Bottom
is
of
up
Bottom
to
of 3. The screen has it wrong for some reason.
Oh, okay, so the screen is wrong.
It's about to start going a lot quicker.
And then Termies are multi-charging. Sorry, also these guys would have fallen back to charge back in again. Do I want to reposition them at all? Probably not.
And you're at 1 CP, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to keep that thing up to date for
Yep.
stream.
The Black Termies multi-charging.
All right, let's check in on Russell.
What's the OC on them?
Just 1.
And it's Kyle trying to put what we see as Kyle trying to push
Outside
active.
12.
And it's just, oh, and the Land Raider's dead. I mean, that means that Russell's really just going to score points to end this and keep it close in the loss.
It's from the objective.
Okay.
Part of the objective, be part of the objective.
Now they have a judge coming over to help make a ruling.
So the intent is to be within 12, right? Exactly.
Right.
So now, to create one, you have a puck or...
I guess they're seeing if a objective could be placed there.
Man, everything's coming down to the wire.
Let's just say we created...
Okay, so we just heard on table 6, the Enlightened was killed on Overwatch.
Okay. And so now Mike is trying to kill this this tank to get
It's going
10
to
on
go
primary.
here.
Okay.
So he won't be able to base.
Any
He'll go there, so he won't be able to base.
Why can't he base?
No. I'm doing it for this guy. So he's going to go here to stop him from being able to base.
Okay.
To allow this guy to go, he'll go here to block the base there.
Okay.
To allow him to go 5 over here.
Got
yes, he's going to go right there.
So it
Okay.
seems like Mike
He
is
can't base
gonna
at all.
hold this one.
Pile in.
And then
He's
if
going
he
to pile
kills
into
it, he'll
here.
hold this one.
Okay.
And the rest of these guys just go like this. And now we're going to see you have 9 wounds left?
Yes.
9.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a tough ask, but it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know if this
Storm
unit
anyways,
can
unless
do
you
that
manage to
in
kill me.
combat, but we will see.
Less than
Because I
likely.
have 6 OC on
But
that
there's
point
nothing
that you
else to do.
controlled.
Simon, yes, you can watch any specific table if you want. Those are all on YouTube
Storm? Yeah, I have
channel
Storm
from
hostile.
Tabletop
I have
Live.
Storm hostile marker
So they have a separate
Got it.
stream running
Okay.
for
All right.
each individual overhead with the player mic to go with it.
All right, peasants.
And those are all recorded,
go.
so you can also go back and watch any of the games from this weekend.
6 is nothing.
So Mike did
Guys
that
want to
because
stick?
he has Storm Hostile objective.
One hit.
Okay.
So if he doesn't get the kill,
nothing.
he'll at least get 5 in Storm, is his thought.
And other guy. That many? 5s. Nothing. Cool. Hit me back. And
All right. So it doesn't matter.
not kill me.
So,
Okay.
so Mike's getting
Doesn't
9
matter.
more
All right,
points.
so
He's
I-
getting
at the
Storm
end of
and
it, I
5.
hold 1 objective and I get Storm.
Yep.
So he's going to go to 53. And 20 primary is going to go to 71. Excuse my
final
poor handwriting.
score-
And he gets a 13-7.
It's 13-7. Good game, dude. Good
All right,
game.
let's update that.
That was rough. Oh my god. Bro,
So
a
not
3-shot.
All right. So
Mike down 1 from where we had him, down to the 7.
down 1.
And that's looking more, slipping more and more towards the draw. And there's 3 games left. Let's see if Table 8 has finished out rolling whatever they needed to roll.
Nope.
No, they have not. But let's see what's being rolled. So sitting in.
Since you went first. So let's see if I hit you. 2 hits. 3s. 2 saves on the Calamorph to start.
He has 1 left. He's
Okay.
dead.
Okay. Blow him up.
Thanks so much,
His
Simon.
stealth
Appreciate
is
it.
the only thing.
Yeah, no, it's totally fair. Just for the stream, if you want to place the objective there and just move my guys over. Thanks.
Cool. So,
Okay, starting with the
It's like
first
they knew
tank.
we were listening.
so Richard's on his turn 5. Very simple.
got-
So, yeah, this might be fast.
All 3 on it.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're just going to go big cannons from the back guy first.
Is there
and,
any of them that stood still?
that one on the plane and that one.
Okay.
Oh, no, it didn't move. Just the one on the plane.
Okay.
That one moved because I wanted to touch both objectives.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the
There's
one.
also a single aberrant here too for no priz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll shoot this whole troop squad at the aberrant.
This.
Yeah, the whole troop squad.
That's the dead one.
No, that's the unit that was back there.
Oh,
In
there
the
was
room.
another one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
okay,
one that
okay.
was in the ruin the whole game.
You could see my confusion a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. I pulled the models out.
Okay.
Here we go. I'll just do the special weapons first. Overcharging the plasma. Hits once. Doesn't wounds. Overheat is good. The arc rifle. Both hit.
Just
Strength
the
8.
litany of rolling out of
One,
McGuns. This is
4,
going to do 1 damage,
2 damage.
but you have to roll it
What's
all.
AP on that one?
EP1.
Okay, so fail, and then feel no pain. Oh, it was 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2.
He's got 1 left.
Okay. Here comes all the anti-infantry guns.
Okay, with 1 wound left, that's all the anti-infantry, eventually.
5, 6.
One would assume.
We've got 5, 6. 1 damage. Ignores cover. 1 damage each.
He's dead. Cool. So you're
All
on
the
2.
tanks.
You need.
All the
Oh, that's all.
tanks.
I think that's all you needed. Yeah, that's the only one you needed. I think.
Well, no, I
Does that-
killed the truck to get 5.
I know, but it's a 10-10. I think even without the truck.
All right, so
Okay.
they're
So
thinking
I'm
it's
gonna-
10-10.
6 plus is 32.
Okay, I'm gonna kill the truck for sure.
Isn't 37-32 the same as 37-33?
34. It's 33 versus 34.
You currently have 32 on secondary, because 2 on Locust and then 4 on No Priz, and I have 37. So I think it's already a 10-10 without you doing the truck.
So they must be
Isn't
tied on
5-point
primary.
differential a 10-10?
I believe it has to be a 4-point. I need to
It's
kill
fine.
the truck.
Oh, it's
okay.
fine.
All right.
But,
Wow,
okay.
while they're doing that.
All right, well, they have it wrong, but that means it's a 10-10, so we can just plug that in.
So that pushes it back to an 86.
Oh my goodness. So if that's a 10-10, and then there's 2 tables left, and between them, Art of War needs 19 points out of 2 tables to win the round. So we've got table 1 and table 3. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to, right? Let's look at table 3. They've got a judge there right now, so they might be finishing things out.
Just over here.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then this would have to move a little bit this way, right?
Yeah, Yeah. go down.
Okay, I'm just
It's
making sure.
basically the same thing.
Yep.
Still need 2.
It
Okay.
just has to be on that line, right? Just over it?
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. So this must be bottom of 5 for Russell.
It's on this end.
No, it looks like there's movement from Kyle, so it must be Kyle's turn.
We'll just do like this so that we have OC4.
Just try to hold that home objective. I'm not
Let's
sure why.
go ahead and do
Here, let's check the table
everything
1
into
real
these
quick.
guys.
It's like another resource about
I have no mark for that. You draw a mark for that.
Yeah,
cool. Will be those guys. These guys holding my home objective. And
We've been putting down the poker chips, so it's harder to see the objective. Let's just draw them real fast.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
Looks like there's.
The assault intercessors are pretty
and then
dead
also
to dead.
one on the right.
That was a mistake of
Kinda
putting him
near the
out.
tank.
I know there
four-man in
was
combat.
one here.
Looks like there's also one up top underneath the battle tank.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it.
That might be a wound dial, it looks like.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a half
that would
decent
make
chance we can do
sense.
it. All right, we're in range. All right, orders. Plus one to hit on the tanks.
So
Plus
we
one
must
to
be
hit
in
on the.
top of 5 right now, I think.
Top of 4, I think.
Is it top of 4? Oh man, they are running up against the end of the round here.
Yeah, plus one to hit on tank commander. So I'll get 10 points.
Yep. Top of 4. Yep. All good.
Okay, so this is likely to be the last one here. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't. At the moment, I'm suspecting this is going to end as a draw. High side for Art of
so it
War, I
needs to
think, but
be
I'm not
6
sure if they've
inches
got
from
19
another
points in these last 2
objective.
games. Especially with
Within
Kyle trying to
12
push
of
as hard as he
one
can into
and
Russell.
I'm not within 6.
It's like this
So
weird
I could
triangle.
probably go over there.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So I can go like there. With the Bulgrin, and they can just hold both.
Just looking at the objectives.
Yeah.
good place.
Orders, other orders. So they're not getting anything because they're out of range. We'll give OC to him. Plus one to hit there, I guess. Plus one save on the Bulgrin. Why not? Bulgrin might actually be out. No, they're good. Okay.
Alright, so they're just figuring out what they want to do with this.
That's in the center
Jeff's still
or
taking
my
his time trying to
deployment
figure out how
zone, so
this
you
is
can just bring the
gonna
science
try to
back in.
finish this. But he has a Scion squad. I think that died and went into reinforcement, so they might try to score something here. Alright, I think we're going to take it back to
So
table
here
3.
to there.
See if we can go back to table 3 so that we can take a look at
I don't hate that.
just the last 2 games that are up.
So did hear
That is a great idea.
that Russell thinks he can get a secret objective off.
So he's trying.
He is trying one.
That's dangerous because if he fails, he loses all the primary. Because holding 2 objectives in No Man's Land instead of 3 means, you know, well, it means you don't get any primary because he's probably already gotten that. But if he gets it, then he makes us very close to a draw. Probably makes it like just an 8. Between those 2 games, though, it's gonna be tough for Art of War. I think. I think if he fails the secret mission, unless I'm really missing what's going on in in table 1, I don't see this as anything worse than a draw. It very much seems like the Monstars are not going to be able to pull this into a win at the moment, but a draw is still very possible. I mean, if Russell misses the secret, it might be like a 6.
Yep.
And then I don't think Sasha's got a 13 in him at this stage, but also for them to lose, Sasha would have to get like a 4. And Sasha's very clearly in a close game right now.
Yeah.
Bottom of turn might push it through, but bluntly, I actually think that Sasha's 12 is a little optimistic at the moment. Reading that table, it looks more like a 10 or 11. Honestly, probably a 10 is how I'm projecting that right now. And so if Russell clicks that to a 7, I think a secret would probably push him at an 8. And that would still be short unless Sasha can find a point. Oh my goodness, down to the wire, folks. I mean, let's check out Russell's game. That seems like, I mean, if Russell breaks the space-time continuum, then they've got this easy.
That would always be good.
All right, so here's Russell.
No doubt the next.
Let's listen in. This next couple minutes are probably going to be impactful.
Nothing.
Tough.
These will be 3s to wounds.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at -2. So
With armor consent.
It'll be 4s. Correct. I'll kill a guy.
Kill a guy. So that'll
Couple
be
assault
the other
intercessors
2
swinging.
sworded guy. All right. That was done, so I'm going to interrupt here.
Go to town.
So I'm going to go down to 1 CP.
Plenty of CP
You paid
from
1
Russell.
armor contempt, so now you're out.
No, the free command point from the
Oh,
Lord.
got it. All right.
Yep, use the free strat off the Chaos Lord. So now Russell's interrupting to just try to do some damage to, I think, these
two
jump back
will go into
intercessors.
The 5 that have an attack.
And what I think he's figuring
Got it.
here is that if Russell just, you know, wins this fight, or doesn't lose it, really, and then this unit just steps out, holds that objective, and I think there's some Chaos Space Marines over here, and if they just stretch out onto those two, that's a secret mission, and suddenly the win is in reach for Art of War still. And it's close, but it's in a reach.
So Blade Lightning asked about what happened in the Thousand Sons Necron game. So he did make it. The advance did not matter because the Doom Scythe blew up the Enlightened
on Overwatch. Yep.
On the Overwatch, and then at the end, basically some Rubrics charged the Doomsday Arc to take one of the objectives. Tried to Hail Mary kill it, could not, but did get Storm Hostile. And then the game finished as a 13-7 for the Monstars.
Indeed. So despite Magnus dying apocalyptically, Mike held
Very
on for
early.
a respectable loss, which is big. You know, if Art of War gets a win, Mike getting a 7 in a game that could have gone tailed up, well, that'll matter. And if draws, then you know the close points here. You know the point in the game of Chris versus Quentin will matter a lot.
This is on 2s.
Let's see what this Chaos Lord is doing to these jump back intercessors.
All right, this is going to be dead wounds. So you have 2 damage.
Sure.
So I kill 3 of them.
Yep.
All right, a lot of jump back intercessors getting murdered right now. Yeah.
Ready for these guys to activate?
Okay.
So it's 2 guys and a Lord against 2 jump back intercessors.
Here's
You could assume that one of those is the
the
Power
old
Fist.
Power Fist.
There it is.
1 hit. 1 wound. -2. All right. Kill a guy.
All right, and then just a chain sword.
And then here's the saws. I got 3.
3 ups.
Yep.
All right, they're good.
All right, so someone is alive with that Chaos Lord. Either
That
Battle
is
Line,
it,
they
and
just
over to
release
you.
this.
I'll get.
All right, I'm going to spend 1 CP at the end of the fight phase, and they're going to ruinistic Raiders back.
Can they do that if they are
engaged? Yes, it's a fallback.
Yeah, just make a fallback move. So he's just getting away onto the objective.
Gotcha.
And I think that means he could very simply just pass the auto-pass the battle shock and
I'll
hold
get
still,
9
and he
on
holds that one.
secondaries, So 30,
And then if there's a Chaos Space Marine there, I
I'll
wonder
get
if we can get a
10.
camera over to
So I'll
that.
go to 38. Over to you. Oh man, let's move it over to me. Now,
There's not much left here, but I think Russell, if there's a Chaos Space Marine unit there, I think he
Container
can get
storm.
that secret. Because I just don't see anything over there that can Overwatch.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
I know.
Lancer. I guess that's possible.
All right, I'm going to get marked for death.
So let's move
behind
to the
enemy lines.
left here. See if there's anything.
I'm gonna pick 3 things you can't possibly do anything about.
Okay.
Yep, that unit. There it is. Wonder what those 3 things are.
What are?
Well,
Yeah.
Terminator in the far
All
corner.
right. Yeah, hit that top
certainly
down
gonna be one of them.
real quick. We'll come back
I'm
to this
gonna
camera soon.
spend, the CP that
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gaining
That,
to,
whoever this is.
or I mean, I'm spending this. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Thank you. All right. No prisoners.
Ooh, I would have just auto-passed the morale.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 3 units here. These guys have got to go do the thing.
And remember, you do owe me battle shock here.
Okay.
You want to pay to auto pass that.
I don't have the command points because I just spent the thing.
Oh, man.
Oh,
He's just
no.
realizing the problem.
It's be devastating.
Can we get this roll on the camera?
Fail?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just failed. Wow.
That's heartbreaking.
Oh, my goodness.
That was fucking bad.
Russell summing that up extremely accurately.
Yep.
That was just, he just
Yep.
had to do
Had to
that.
use this
You
CP
had to
for
use that
that.
there. Wow.
That's unfortunate. That's going. I
mean,
think that
maybe-
basically cements a draw on this round.
Unless there's an advance roll that gets 1, 2. Is there any way to get?
Man, that would be.
'Cause
a
this is
heck
6
of a-
models.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can try though.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go back to the camera. See if we can just see that unit because that's not the only unit that. Oh my God. That's heartbreaking, but it
Yeah.
happens. I mean, there's nothing else to be done here, right? You've already rolled it.
Yep.
Then you just roll in advance
maybe
and
that's
see.
what he's seeing now is if whatever he rolled.
He
would
can
be
still
enough.
score some no prisoners, but he's getting less points.
Yep.
By
So
a margin.
I think
Oh my
that's
goodness.
probably what he's trying to see if there's any way to do that triangle.
Unless there is a high advance coming here, which is possible, but unless there is that, there's no way for Ardmore to win the
Over
round.
one, so it's 3.
Tight, tight, tight. Russell's just trying to find a solution here. So what's that advance?
Looks like it was a good one.
Okay, someone touching. So let's hit the top down to see how possible this is. 'Cause I think he sees what he has to
You're
do.
all good, brother. They just caught down there.
I need my little 2 inch.
Wow.
That cargo container is going to be a bit of a nuisance.
Yep. Uh-huh. Well, the car container is 2 inches apart, so he might be able to just bridge coherency through it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's, I don't know if it's 2 or 2.5, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 2.5, then it's not going to work. If it's 2, it will.
Yeah, you might be able to do basically one on the objective.
Yeah. Unless he can fit a guy up
one
top.
on that objective. One basically at the corner of the
And
cargo
don't forget,
container.
because you're a 6-man unit.
One next to
You got a dog bone at the end.
No, in 10th edition, that is
Yep.
when you have 6 or less, you don't need the dog bone.
Hey, is the dog bone on 6 or is it on 5? It's on 7. Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so no coherency problems for a 6-man here. So Russell's just stretching
Might
it out.
just be able to make this work.
You would assume that a Lancer Overwatch is about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, no
I mean,
reason not to.
how could you not, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the movement is not the problem.
Let's check everybody.
All right, Kyle's just making sure it all works.
2, 2, 2, 2. You can even do it like this a little bit, so we can move him a little bit closer so there's no question.
Wow.
2,
I
2.
mean, I think I have to overwatch you, brother.
I mean, there's no reason not to.
no doubt.
Because I think we agree that if I kill one,
So real quick,
you would no
I
longer
think
be
he
able to
could
do
have
that,
done
right?
this.
Yeah, to
So
have
that-
one extra.
I think he could have had a spare guy. I think he was just
Yeah.
barely
sorry,
the
brother.
edge. All right, is he going to adjust it to see if he can find a spare model?
Yeah, because I mean that guy does not have to be that far up.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's, look.
So the distance is easy. The distance is fine.
All right,
Yep.
where you moved it that last time.
Yep.
All right.
You can move it back a little bit.
Okay.
We're 12 inches, right?
Right.
Remember, he's got to be 6 outside that, though.
And I guess they're just double checking the placement of the objectives.
Yep. High drama here.
Don't want to get anything wrong.
So he's gonna. I think that's what he's doing right now is seeing if he can do it with 5, so that he has a spare model to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably want the Lord in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, you know he's not dying.
And just that slightly bigger base can be
Yep,
pretty
that's what he's
useful to
doing.
have at that Y junction.
Russell's been a great opponent.
And then he's going to shove everyone else on this side of the car container to at least get cover.
Yep.
So that's what he's doing. He's definitely getting that. We know that a guy makes it there. I mean, he genuinely might even be able to do this with 4 models if a Chaos Lord is perfectly
super
in the
tight,
center.
Yeah.
He's easily getting 1 spare. Easily. Could he get 2? Yeah, that's what he's going for right now. He's going to see if he can get 2. Okay. It looks like it. So spare in cover somewhere. I mean, I think he just has 2 spare.
Yeah.
I don't know why those guys aren't in cover right now, but okay, well. Yeah, I think if he loses 2, what I'm seeing right now is that if he loses 2 on Overwatch, it's fine as long as this 1 jump back intercessor dies. Oh no, if these are Legionnaires, it doesn't even matter. It's OC2.
Yep.
But he wants to for no prisoners anyways.
Yep.
And then
those guys that failed Battle Shock can just go charge that guy.
Yeah, they've got nothing better to do.
Yep.
And also the Helbert might be able to walk around and try to punch something out and get more no prisoners. So Russell's looking at up to 20 points being scored here.
Yeah.
So if he scores that, it's an 11-9.
Not sure why he isn't putting the extra guys to have cover.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Maybe that one guy is getting cover anyway.
Maybe, but I don't know. All right, let's go to the top down here.
What do you have? You have behind enemy lines and no prisoners. No prisoners. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just give it a spin.
you guys just try.
Yeah.
Here's
No reason not to do this Overwatch.
And then you figure the Hellbrute then just walks around, tries to kill the Eradicators for no prisoners.
See if we can get the handheld on the dice cam.
5,
Yep.
7, 8, 9, 10.
So we don't miss any of this action.
One
Oh my
hit,
goodness.
2 hits.
2 hits
One
is not
wound.
enough.
Good. Here's
That was just the bolt
rocket
guns.
launcher.
He hasn't fired the big one yet.
2 shots.
Why 2? I thought he rolled a 1 on that.
Nope.
Oh well.
Here's the. Let's do the big gun. Reroll, because I get 1 free reroll. 1. I'll smoke a guy.
So 1 dies.
And then here is the stubber.
It's just a stubber trying to kill a Space Marine on Overwatch.
Nothing.
And that's that.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Russell. His heart must be
Oh my
beating
goodness.
a million
Okay.
miles an hour.
So it seems that Russell has locked in the secret mission, as far as we can tell, and now it's just a Hellbrute and these 2 guys trying to get the no prisoners that they can. So you would think that these 2 guys are just going to try to shoot this one guy to death and charge. Or even, honestly, you could just multi-charge. Just see what you get, and then the Hellbrute sees what he gets. With a multi-melt and some fists, you could very conceivably kill 3 Eradicators there.
This guy's going to dark packs here. Yep. Sustain and lethal. Here's got flamer into him. 5 shots.
Wow.
All right, you have 2, neg 2 because you're on objective, ignore cover. Love them. All right, 2 melter shots. 1 hit, 2s. Nice. 4 key. All right, okay. We're gonna supercharge the plasma pistols into that guy. Sure. Not dark packing. You know 3s? Come on, come on, come on. Sit down, sit down, sit down. All right, 2s. All right, it's going to be neg 4. Here's the hazards. 1 dies. So it's just my Lord left.
All right, fair
Lord
enough.
coming into those 2 guys. Got it.
Seems the Hellbrute shooting did not do
Hellbrute
anything interesting.
coming in.
But he's going to try to do it in combat.
5.
And he's got 1 no prisoners. If he gets, I think he only needs.
All right,
No, I think he
we'll
needs
dark
to
packs
get
over here with him for
2
sustain.
more. So if he only gets,
Pass.
yeah, to get
It's gonna be
to get
5
this to a
attacks.
9.
Hitting on 3s.
No rerolls, just rolling.
Nice.
That was a nice roll.
All right,
I
2s.
didn't have it on the handheld, but
No rerolls. It's going to be 2 dev wounds. All right, got him.
All right, so the
There's 2 no
Lord just got the
prisoners.
kill. And then it's just can
All
the
right,
Hellbrute
let's see if
kill
this guy can pick up the 3rd no
3
prisoners. That'll be
Eradicators?
it.
That's all that's
right,
left.
dark packs for sustain and lethal. Hail takes D3.
But he
He'll
still
take
gets
3s down
it.
to 5.
not as good a roll.
Can't do it.
Make it work. So 2s. All right, you got 1.
I needed the
or
multi-melt
2
and
at
shooting to
4 'cause
do
you're on
something
objective.
more than it did.
Your strength 12. Strength 12. It's next. Yeah. Either way, it doesn't get it done.
So that's that. So he's going to get 24 more points, which I think might actually make this an 8.
So I needed to control 3, obviously. Yes.
We were currently projecting as a
at
7,
40.
so if he does manage the 8,
I got a 45. I got a 93 for me, and then
Okay, these scores are clearly inaccurate.
I got you at 25 on secondary. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What you got?
I don't. Hold on.
So it sounds like they have it as 75-93. 75-93 to me sounds like a 13-7.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
almost
All
done.
right, I got you at 45, right?
Yep.
38 secondaries.
Yep. So 93.
All right, I'm gonna get 40 on primary from unbroken wall.
Yep. I knew what you had.
All right, and then I've lost track on my secondaries. I think.
You have 25. Is the right
Okay.
answer. That'll work.
Well, that's-
Okay.
So Kyle
you
has
got
a
a 75.
25.
I got a 93.
It's a 13-7. So it looks like they weren't updating it, but it's a 13-7 there. So I think we can switch to the last game, plug that one in, and that means that to win the round, Sasha needs a 12. Yep. Let's go to the game. Let's see if that's in reach.
But you wear 6 wounds left, right?
Yeah.
So that's it already. That's all 2 damage.
2 devastate. I saved one of them.
Ah, you
There's
saved
nothing
it.
besides
There's
Dark
not-
Angels acting right now, but
So I
it,
gotta roll you the second squad.
bluntly, it looks like Jeff is set up to still score primary. And if Jeff scores primary and then Sasha has the best bottom of 5 of all time, I still don't think it's a 12. So, I mean, Ardwar on the high side, but right now we're barreling towards a draw.
That is a shit ton of saves. Well, not shit ton. 8. AP2 for 2.
All right, just doing what he can.
Oh, we tried.
Something just exploded. It might have been a Dorn in combat with, yep, there it is. Rogorborn down.
That here they will pile back into the tank.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, at a
0.
bare minimum, those two objectives look firmly. I'm sorry.
Happen. That's it. All right.
This, I don't think this
so
is
I get
possible.
5 for no prisoners.
Yep.
I mean,
And I get 6 on bring it down.
Jeff's gonna score a 15 on primary. You have to hope that Jeff scores a 15, dead draws, and then Sasha draws containment, bring it down, and gets everything in the world. And anything else, and even that I think would be an 11-9.
And you get in the middle with that tank there.
Area denial should be relatively
within 3, right?
easy.
Wow. Yeah, I just don't see Sasha getting a. Do not see Sasha getting a 12
yeah,
here,
we'll
so
do
this is
orders on both
almost
the
certainly a
tanks. There's
draw.
no reason to not charge you for that.
Yep.
He doesn't get any. That's fine. He's probably going to fall back.
Yeah, it's
With
looking like a
this,
draw.
Top of 5. If you would like us to finish it, we can keep going. Okay. So he is probably going to wind up falling back. Do I have battle shocks anywhere? I don't. No prisoners in area denial, so they need to die, and the rest of it, I guess I just need to try and tie you up.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I think we need a 12.
I know,
is what
yeah,
they said.
yeah. We both know that they need a 12 to win. All right, so how can I do that? I can try. So you've already drawn assassinates.
I can tell you what I have left here.
Is there any way that you could fall back and do actions?
I don't think so, no.
His bad line can do it on swift action, but I don't know where his bad line are right now.
I mean, Tactical Doctrine lets me fall back, shoot and charge.
But not
I
action.
don't think if that
So
lets
it
me do
doesn't matter
actions.
if I'm over there. Let's see if we get a 9. That's kind of irrelevant. Fortunately, he needs to fall back. We just move them forward up 6. But orders, yeah, he's getting +1 to hit. They're getting +1 to hit. And what do I want to give them?
All right. So, just looking around here. Yeah, I just don't see any ways right now for Sasha
You have
to
enough. Honestly,
go
you
and
have
do
enough
this,
things to
honestly.
do orders that doesn't really matter. So I just need to try and stop you from
Yeah.
getting.
I'm wondering if
We'll
what they put
do
in was assuming Sasha's
+1 save,
15
so
on
we at least
primary
get
because
the
Sasha's
save
scores
against
jumped up, unless that
that.
was his secondaries. If Sasha can still score a 15 on primary, there is hope for
Try and
Ardwar to win
stop
the
you
round
from
still.
getting Storm Hostile
If
or
that was just
something.
a secondary update. And he's just. I think this is going to be very simply Jeff just bunkering down, holding on to the points he has. Sasha takes a turn, draws cards. They find out if it's mathematically possible.
No points. But I guess we could move them forward.
I mean, frankly, I'm thinking this is just a 10-10 at this stage.
Like that.
But there's no secret mission for Sasha. He scored plenty of primary already. All right. So they're just thinking and
Are you in a
measuring.
doctrine right now?
No.
All right, so you can't get over there, so you can't hide from everybody.
So looks like Jeff's just looking
All right,
to
we
shoot a
will
couple
fall
more
back.
pieces.
Just fall forward, I suppose.
Just follow on to the objectives.
Any react move? No.
No.
Nothing crazy though, but I
yeah,
think
one
Sasha's
move.
fairly confident he's got a 15 at the
6.
bottom. On this mission, it's hard not to, frankly.
And then 4.
But maybe if Jeff does enough damage here, he can still
you
just
wanna
take the
stay
shot
on
just to
that,
see if he can
I
limit to a 10.
suppose.
Just eliminate any wacky secondary card
then he's gonna
possibilities,
come over.
any score combination I'm not currently seeing.
Yep.
So we have no prisoners and marked for death. Okay.
All right, so
Or no prisoners and
Area
area
denial.
denial. Oh, so he does actually need to go in there. Well, she just needs to be within or wholly within?
I think within 3,
3,
right?
so yeah.
So within 3 you
So,
don't
yeah,
get.
he can just go.
No, you were off the objective by over an inch with your 10.
So he's not
Was
making
I?
the objective
Okay.
with the tank, so at this point he's just deciding
quite
what he
a bit
wants to
off
do here.
So then,
And I think all he's going to go for is just firing all the guns he can, killing everything of Sasha's that he can. He's shoving a lot of his tanks onto the objectives. I think it's the logic here is just in case. There's no reason not to. Let's just take every shot we can. He's probably good, but you just can't risk a crazy card draw, something happening that you haven't planned for. When all of your team's done playing it, this is all that matters. You take your time, you do it right.
Especially when a round is this close.
Yep, I think that's good. Awesome. Good there.
All right.
All right, so I think we're about to hit Jeff's shooting phase here.
Let's start with.
You can go. I just want to check that this is 8. You're good.
Magic of pivoting, getting him there.
Let's just start with. I don't think we can see them from that tank, so we're just going to put everything there. From.
So this is just a full battle tank. Demolisher here, lighting up a jump back intercessor unit. You'd expect that to be the end of them.
7. They are not blast.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's a 4-man. Still probably the end of their life.
And then 2s. 5.
I should roll it. Yeah, I should have rolled it. 2 only.
2 good?
Yep. I rolled 3 6s.
Strong.
6 and a 4.
Do that.
I should have rolled this separate. Multi-meltas.
How many?
And the multi-meltas are denying saves here.
Hold on. 2.
Just don't roll snake eyes.
1. Was I within 9? I don't think so. I think it's close.
Just checking.
You might be within 9. Yeah, you are.
All right, so that'll lift the squad there. So that's one
Here,
tank fired. This
let's
tank fell back
see.
and won't be firing. Still
The
got a
easiest
battle
thing
tank
to
to
kill
fire.
is probably not going to be those Terminators.
No, it's not.
So let's do
Thinking another
something you
JPI
won't
squad
get
right
cover
here.
against.
Almost certainly what he's going for here.
Get 5 on arrowhead denial.
Might be some value in,
What's the other
no,
one?
honestly, just killing
No
the fastest
prisoners,
unit available just to
one
limit
kill.
Sasha's dynamic potential
That's
is
3
likely the
points
move
for
here.
sure.
I don't think anything else
Let's
matters.
do the Meltas here.
Yeah, split and fire.
I'm giving you 7 already.
Everything else into these jump dudes.
Yep.
Oh, it's possible
So we'll
Sasha
do the
hasn't scored his
Meltas.
primary at the end. His score went up a bunch. Maybe that was just a very good turn of secondaries that they did not talk about. They didn't mention out loud. So if Sasha still has 15 primary and the best cards in his
we've
life,
got
it is
the Demolisher Cannon.
possible
10
that Art of
shots.
War can sneak a win here. 12 is the
That's
number.
good.
At the
Good
moment,
start.
he's got 8. So he needs to find a lot of diff points between here and then.
Yeah, if you get to 15,
That's your
about a
last
couple
shooting
points
also.
to take
Too late.
Other than
Pull it out.
mortars, yeah.
Yeah, I would have AOC, but it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
So a couple
4.
jump back intercessors trying to live.
4 go through.
Oop, that's going to hurt.
4, 2. If I roll a 1, I'm gonna CP it. But I didn't.
So it looks like 4 jump back intercessors just got
Blast
blasted.
cannon. We'll
Oh, only 1, okay.
we'll
Maybe I
CP
misheard what
that
that was.
down to 1. Hits.
Oh, nope, there they are, okay.
Wounds
It's good.
Nope, it's living.
on AP3.
Yep, with AOC.
Oh man, 1 jump back
Boo.
intercessor. We'll see if that matters. I could.
And then stubborn.
Bravest stubborn in the West. Those multi-multi
3.
splitting the Terminators feel a little greedy right now.
Ah, that gets it.
Oh, he died to the stubber.
But are the stubbers in range? Yeah, they are in range.
Oh
Take 'em
man. The jump back intercessor dies to a stubber. How embarrassing.
Mortars.
2 more points on no prisoners.
Yep.
Mortars will shoot. No, we're not. We're not going to bother. It's not going to do anything.
Didn't actually fire the multi-multis here.
let's-
That's unlikely to have an impact. So let's look at
One
this.
charge tank commander in. Because you can still spend a CP to put yourself a different doctrine, any of them. Which.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Might do it just to tie up the CP. It's unlikely that the
they'll be
tank
wounding
dies.
me on 5s, correct?
Yeah, 5s. Yep. Your T, not 12. Or he's 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then
No,
6.
he's 11.
11, then 5.
So this must be a
sure,
sword
we'll
squad.
Go for it.
12.
He's in.
So let's just look at this realistically. So Sasha has 59 points right now. If we're hearing this right, and he hasn't put in 15 primary. If he gets that 59 is going to go to 69, 74. So it'd be 74, 73 if nothing else is scored by Jeff. And then, you know what? If Sasha can get 10 points on secondaries on bottom of 5, he actually could get the 12, which he would need to secure the victory. Now, I don't know what cards are left for Sasha, but there's a couple of good ones probably. He needs 10 secondaries, if I'm reading everything right, to win the game here. And we'll find out very soon what those draws are.
That sounds
that.
right. Yeah, I'll double check.
And I will just make my draw while you
Yeah,
check
go
that.
ahead and do that.
So here's the draw.
Defend and behind. Defend is actually not great.
Defend is impossible,
I'll have one
but
CT.
it doesn't matter. It's not worth
Maybe
enough.
a 2.
So behind enemy lines caps at 4. He needs to flip that to a 6-point
measure
card.
just and then I will see if I redraw that.
I just don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Let's see. I mean, 74.
that's
he
right.
needs
Hold
9
this in the corner.
secondaries. Okay, so he needs 9 secondaries, I think. I think I had 1 point off there.
So behind should be relatively easy.
Yep.
Yep.
So I can get these 2 units
So he
behind.
gets 4 in. I
Thanks.
think he has to ditch defend for something that's worth
That would be a
5.
4, but then I'm not really holding any primary.
Oh, he definitely needs
Let
to
me
hold
see
primary.
how These guys can at least get this one, and they can summon a second one, so they will have a 10.
So 1 unit holds
Guaranteed.
for 10.
Can I get the 15 somewhere? I was really hoping that last guy would survive. I don't think
So
I
he
can.
needs something to
So
get
I
him
think
to
I just
15.
have a 10.
If these are the only 2 units he has left.
Actually, well, they could advance. What is the advance here?
Well, if they advance, then they can't do an action, right?
Yeah, then the Termis will do it. So
That's
I
a
will only
battle
get
line
1
unit.
behind
That's a
because the
battle
second
line
behind is
unit,
only an
Sasha.
extra point, right?
I mean, either way, I don't think even like a 15 gets you to
Yeah, I don't think it'll.
right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I get at least a 10 for sure. We know that.
So he's putting in the 15, the primary.
And now I will definitely not do defend, so I will very likely redraw that.
So he's
that is
redrawing
my
defend. It needs to be a 5-point card that he can storm.
Storm hostile objective.
Storm Hostile worth 4. So
So we'll get 1
the Storm,
behind
I think it's worth 4 in Pry
That is
Nexus. So
guaranteed.
even if he did the perfect
That's a
math
10-10,
of
so
fell back here, killed this Storm, it would still be an 11 at most. So I think they're going to just
Oh,
call it a
needs to
10-10
score
and
those.
not go through the effort. But that is going to do it for the round. So
Bring it in.
10-10.
Huh?
So a 10-10 to me sounds like it's going to be 84,
Maybe if we
76.
score it out, I can get an
That is
11-9.
leading in favor of Team Art of War, but it's not enough. That's going to end up as a draw. So the Midwest Monstars are going to pull a draw into Team Art of War. Art of War is going to finish 4-0-1, which is going to be enough for them to get the victory. But this looks to be the final score. So that last one at the top, Sasha versus Jeff, is over. It's a 10-10. Sasha was looking at it. Maybe he could have wiggled for an 11, but a 12 was mathematically impossible, so it doesn't matter. He's not going to waste the time for it. Everyone's tired. It's been a long weekend. And you know what? A draw seems to be the theme of the round anyway, so they're going to leave that game as a draw. All right, I mean, you can look at this. 3 of these games finished as 10-10s, and then of the remaining 5, it looks like the Midwest Monstars were able to win 3 of them. 2 for Art of War, but the differential just wasn't there. Big win by Quinton, and that was the only big score. That was the only game that pushed it past the 13. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast that this mission was extremely difficult to push high differential on. That showed its head here. A lot of these people who were getting into bad situations, who were losing badly, a lot of them had bottom of turn and kept it close. And so a lot of draws up and down. Team Art of War is going to finish up undefeated in first place and win the Atlanta Dreamhack event for 2024, but they aren't going to do it with the perfect 5-0. Midwest Monstars puts the draw on them, and so the Monstars, well, they still might be making the podium. We'll have to check the final standings at the end, but Art of War is going to finish on top with a victory for the event. That is going to wrap up the broadcast for us. A lot of people are already heading out to catch flights here, so I think that's where we're going to wrap up the stream. And we're going to go ahead and close things down in just a moment. We'll stop the streaming soon. For now, though, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure that you subscribe, like the video, do all the things that are really helpful on YouTube. As well, you can check out the individual game feeds on Tabletop Life. That's where all of those individually ended up. You can go back and watch any of the games that you want to see. If you want to see how each of these games reach the scores. But that's all we're going to have for the weekend. Thank you so much for being here, watching, supporting us. And we're going to go ahead and turn it off. Bye-bye.